Chapter 937. The two headed toward the next inheritance after reaching the surface. Right now, Zhao Feng was aiming for the inheritances of beginning-stage Mystic Light Realm. He could easily destroy the little world where the inheritances were set up and collect the draconic providence, treasures, and resources. 3 beginning-stage Mystic Light Realm inheritances had already been destroyed by Zhao Feng. Zhou Suer's dragon jade flashed with a warm light, and there was a faint outline of a dragon on it. It was obvious that it was filled with draconic providence. In this period of time, 3 other groups were robbed by Zhao Feng. They didn't even have the time to activate the array within their dragon jades before Zhao Feng suppressed them and took everything away. This meant that Zhao Feng now had 7 dragon jades. It won't be so easy to rob them now. Zhao Feng sighed. 2 days passed within the imperial tombs. Most of the members were slowly assimilating into this place, and they were able to unleash more power. It was difficult for Zhao Feng to instantly suppress them. As long as there was an opening, they would be able to use the array within their dragon jades to escape. There was no benefit in offending them. Boom! Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body and teamed up with his little world of wind lightning to destroy another inheritance. In the surrounding void, the sky darkened, thunder rumbled, lightning flashed, and storms raged. We can head toward the central region now. Zhao Feng's left eye gazed into the distance and saw things that normal people couldn't see. The resources of beginning-stage Mystic Light Realm's sacred lords weren't enough for Zhao Feng. Very few of them were useful to Zhao Feng. Okay, the edges are too boring. Zhou Suer agreed. Zhao Feng was speechless. This guy just sat on the green-spotted python and didn't do anything. He felt that it was boring. The closer they got to the center of the imperial tombs, the more dangerous it became, Almost all the inheritances within were early-stage Mystic Light Realm sacred lords or even late-stage Mystic Light Realm sacred lords. Zhao Feng had to pass through them properly. Furthermore, the demon beasts that were born and bred here would be tainted with more draconic providence, and their strength would become slightly more threatening. There were even a few places that were classified as forbidden areas, and the death rate was extremely high. The target is the Imperial Sky Inheritance. This is the inheritance of a late-stage Mystic Light Realm sacred lord. A prince found it during the last Crown Prince trial, but he wasn't able to conquer it. Zhao Feng looked at the map. Although the inheritance land found in the previous trial hadn't been conquered, it didn't mean that it was difficult. Some inheritance grounds had survived dozens of trials, but they still existed. Very few people would touch those inheritances. Having reached an agreement, the two of them set off. It would take about 5 days to head to the Royal Heaven inheritance. Zhou Suer was in charge of collecting some precious herbs from time to time. Ordinary herbs in the primeval space were several times more effective than herbs of the same grade in the outside world. If it was some extinct primordial medicinal herbs, then it could be called a treasure. Other than rare medicinal herbs, the demonic beasts they encountered were even more ferocious. Some of the martial monarch realm beasts refused to leave even after Zhao Feng unleashed his martial monarch realm aura. Windwolf Pack, why are you here? Zhou Suer's expression turned to surprise as she exclaimed. One could completely avoid the Windwolf Pack on the way to the Imperial Sky Inheritance. The map that Old Ing gave them indicated that there were many Windwolves, and most of them were early-stage kings. There was even a Windwolf King. The battle power of the Windwolf Pack would be even more terrifying under the leadership of the Windwolf King. What are you scared of? I'm a beast tamer. Zhao Feng said. Countless windwolves surrounded him from all directions the instant he got close to the Windwolf Pack. Boom! Zhao Feng instantly circulated his sacred lightning body, and the magnificent power of an emperor spread out along with the pressure of his lightning body. The formation of the wolf pack was instantly broken. Some wind wolves that weren't even kings fell to the ground and started to tremble as they retreated. At this moment, roar! A heart-shaking howl sounded. This howl entered the ears of all the wind wolves, and it was like a stimulant. A cold light instantly appeared in the eyes of the wind wolves, and they stopped retreating. They slowly gathered together and completely blocked Zhao Feng's emperor magnificent power. If Zhao Feng revealed any weakness, they would all charge forward. At the same time, a gust of black wind blew over, and a black wolf that was 15 yards tall appeared in front of Zhao Feng. The savage beast's eyes flashed with a red light as it extended its silver-white claws, carrying with them a sharpness that seemed capable of cutting through all things. These claws stabbed toward Zhao Feng so quickly that no one could react. Mental energy spike. An invisible spike that looked like a cold purple crystal shot out from Zhao Feng's left eye and charged into the Wind Wolf King's soul. The Wind Wolf King instantly howled. The giant mental energy spike was condensed to the limit, and it was as smooth as crystal. It also contained an immortal and undying eye intent. The Wind Wolf King lost control of its body and fell to the side. However, it immediately stood up and started to struggle. Its red eyes glared at Zhao Feng with anger and unwillingness. Zhao Feng exclaimed. His soul attacks now contained the power of God Tribulation Lightning. He didn't expect the Wind Wolf King to be able to stand up immediately after being hit by his mental energy spike. As expected, the beasts that were born in the ancient dimension couldn't be measured by normal standards. Zhao Feng could also feel that the Wind Wolf King's intent was abnormally strong and condensed. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to control such a large pack of wind wolves. If such a demonic beast was used properly, it would definitely be a powerful combat force. No wonder every prince's team had a beast tamer. However, even a Grandmaster Beast Tamer would find it extremely difficult to tame the beasts here. The Wind Wolf King suddenly howled into the sky. The other wind wolves turned into gusts of black wind and charged over without hesitation. Zhao Feng harumphed coldly as he unleashed his little world of wind lightning and merged it into the air. Heaven and earth instantly darkened as wind and lightning intertwined. All the wind wolves within Zhao Feng's little world had their speed and aura reduced. If they got within a certain range of Zhao Feng, the power of wind lightning would descend. Wind lightning eye flame. Zhao Feng's left eye focused, and a surge of eye bloodline flames appeared. A ball of half-transparent purple eye flame with the aura of God Tribulation Lightning whistled over and landed on the Wind Wolf King's head. Plop. The Wind Wolf King fell to the ground once more. The Wind Lightning Eye Flame could be used in both the physical and the soul dimension, and it could burn continuously. Dark Heart Seal. While the Wind Wolf King was struggling, Zhao Feng circulated his eye intent and slowly imprinted the Dark Heart Seal into the Wind Wolf King's soul. Zhao Feng put away his little world of wind lightning. At this moment, the Wind Wolf King obediently stood next to Zhao Feng, and the wind wolves stopped attacking. Controlling the Wind Wolf King meant controlling all the wind wolves here. Zhao Feng picked up his dragon jade. A large amount of draconic providence instantly flowed into the dragon jade from the Wind Wolf King's body. At the same time, the draconic providence on the Wind Wolf King's body also started to gather. Draconic providence was also on the bodies of the beasts, but it was very rare. Furthermore, the beasts here were extremely fierce. Therefore, normal people wouldn't kill beasts to obtain draconic providence. Instead, they would put more effort into their inheritances. However, what Zhao Feng was doing didn't waste any time or effort. As long as he enslaved the Wind Wolf King, he would be able to obtain all the draconic providence on the Wind Wolf pack. The total amount of draconic providence was close to that of an early-stage Mystic Light Realm's inheritance. At the same time, Zhao Feng also gained a group of battle power. The Wind Wolf pack led by the Wind Wolf King could threaten Void God Realm emperors who had the strength of unrivaled emperors. Zhao Feng waved his left hand, and all the wind wolves entered the misty spatial world. Zhou Su watched the entire process in a daze. She had personally witnessed Zhao Feng's beast-taming abilities. The beast-taming abilities of such a young Grandmaster Beast-Taming Master were shocking. Even the famous Grandmaster Beast-Taming Masters of Lord Dynasties wouldn't be able to tame an Emperor Wind Wolf King so easily. The beasts in the ancient dimension were extremely ferocious, and normal beasts couldn't be compared to them. At the same time, Zhou Su revealed a smile. Zhao Feng, I want to change steeds. Zhou Su's gentle voice suddenly sounded. Zhao Feng glanced at Zhou Su and let out the Wind Wolf King. After a while, the Wind Wolf King unwillingly let Zhou Su or ride on its back. Zhao Feng felt that this was a good thing. Even if they wanted to pretend to be weak, they looked too weak and would make the Wind Wolf King suspicious instead. 5 days of travel, Zhao Feng zigzagged and went to all the nearby beast hordes. At the same time, he avoided the members that he might meet. All in all, Zhao Feng successfully enslaved another 2 beast hordes. They were the red-headed ice snakes and the black-striped venomous scorpions. By enslaving the leader of the beast hordes, he could control the entire beast hordes and obtain the draconic providence of all the beasts. However, this wasn't the case for all beast hordes. When the strongest of some beast hordes was defeated, the remaining beasts all ran away. Zhao Feng directly abandoned such beast hordes. Apart from the 2 beast hordes, Zhao Feng also enslaved 2 powerful rare beasts. Zhou Su personally witnessed the entire process. She was already numb. She was thinking about what would happen to those who were blind enough to provoke Zhao Feng. Imperial Sky Inheritance. The 2 stopped and looked at the majestic hall in front of them. This hall was obviously a little world of its own. It was the first time Zhao Feng had seen something that could change the appearance of a little world and create such a realistic building. The sounds of talking and fighting could be heard from within. It seemed that many people had arrived. The methods of someone at the late stages of the mystic light realm are indeed different. Zhao Feng smiled faintly. The 2 were just about to enter when an unfamiliar voice sounded from behind them. Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng turned around and saw 2 purple-haired males and a muscular male in black walking over leisurely. The eyes of the 2 purple-haired males flashed with faint purple stars that seemed to be able to enchant one's mind. They carefully sized up Zhao Feng. The one who had called out Zhao Feng's name was one of the purple-haired males. "You can leave now. We've taken down this Imperial Sky Inheritance." The purple-haired male who was slightly older revealed a playful smile as his eyes flashed with purple light. The purple-haired male was more interested in the Wind Wolf King that Zhou Su was riding and looked at it closely. Behind them, the muscular male in black walked over slowly. His powerful aura caused the Wind Wolf King's black fur to stand on end and it couldn't help but retreat. The muscular male glanced at Zhao Feng and Zhou Su before walking into the Imperial Sky Inheritance. He obviously ignored Zhao Feng and Zhou Su. Chapter 938. During the competition for the spots, Zhao Feng had memorized the names of all the members present. The 2 purple-haired middle-aged men were obviously the older generation geniuses of the Ji family, and the muscular male in black was a sacred lord of the Chao family. None of them fought during the fights for the spots, so their strength was unknown. "Wait for me here. If you encounter any danger, activate the array in your dragon jade," Zhao Feng ordered as he looked at the 3 slowly step into the Imperial Sky Inheritance. "You're really going?" Zhou Su had an anxious expression. She was just thinking that if anyone came to make trouble for Zhao Feng, they would meet a miserable end. However, she regretted it now. The Chao family and the Ji family were the families that supported the 8th prince, and the 8th prince was ranked 4th overall. The purple-haired male was a famous Grandmaster Beast Tamer in the Great Gon Lord Dynasty Dibai. The muscular male in black was called Chao Zhang, and his nickname was Sacred Lord 100 Refined. Apparently, he had cultivated 100 peak-tier Earth-grade techniques to the peak, and he was a peerless genius of the Chao family's older generation. The other side had a beast tamer, a powerful eye bloodline like the purple star eyes, and Sacred Lord 100 Refine's battle power. Even if Zhao Feng was outstanding in every aspect and surpassed invincible emperors, he wouldn't be able to defeat this combination. Now, Zhou Su really hated herself for being a doctor. Zhao Feng replied simply without explaining. Seeing how calm Zhao Feng was, Zhou Su thought that she might have underestimated him. Within the Imperial Sky Inheritance, Ji Bai laughed coldly. "Ji Dian, that brat came in by himself. That's even better. I'll use the purple star eyes to defeat him." Ji Dengtian had an arrogant expression, and his eyes were cold. The Ji family was originally going to join the 9th Prince's faction. However, when Sacred Lord Star Demon found out that Zhao Feng was a member of the 9th Prince's faction, he immediately left and joined the 8th Prince's faction. The reason he gave them was, Your I-bloodline techniques aren't a match for Zhao Feng. You might not be able to obtain a spot. Furthermore, the younger generation of the Ji family was constantly discussing Zhao Feng's mysterious eye technique. I'll let that brat know how terrifying the purple star eyes are. My Ji family is the strongest I-bloodline family in the Lord dynasty. Ever since Ji Dengtian started cultivating, he had never lost to anyone outside of the Ji family. It was impossible for him to admit that his I-bloodline technique was weaker than a late-stage Void God Realm Junior. Hehe, I heard that Zhao Feng is participating in the Crown Prince trial as a beast tamer. A hint of excitement flashed in Ji Bai's eyes. Nonsense. He's just a faux god junior. Sacred Lord 100 Refined, who was flying in front, snickered coldly. Sacred Lord 100 Refined, you might not know this, but Zhao Feng has a cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly. Ji Bai smiled evilly. Sacred Lord 100 Refined's footsteps paused as his eyebrows rose. It was obvious that even sacred lords couldn't resist the temptation of the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly. However, I don't think he used the formation in his dragon jade. If we act rashly and force him into a corner, it won't be good. Ji Bai continued. Their voices then disappeared. It was obvious that they were communicating with their divine senses. The Imperial Sky Inheritance was shaped like a palace. After entering, there was only a wide ancient path. The ancient path was covered in yellow sand, and the end of it was dark and led to an unknown place. In the depths of this path, boom, 6 experts started to fight with countless human-shaped sandstone monsters. In front of him, there was an endless stream of sandstone monsters, one after another, as if there was no end to them. Shui Yuan, I can't do it anymore. I don't know how far this path is. A short emperor said in a low tone after expending too much true yuan. It's indeed not enough with just our 2 groups. Shui Yuan looked at the 12th prince's group. They weren't in a good situation either. They had been fighting with these sandstone monsters ever since they entered the Imperial Sky Inheritance. Although the human-shaped sandstone monsters only had the strength of a half-step Void God realm, their strength was suppressed by the ancient dimension. They weren't able to use their full strength due to the restrictions of the ancient dimension. The entire journey was extremely difficult, and they killed at least 600 to 700 sandstone monsters. However, it was still pitch black in front of them. They could only see countless sandstone monsters. Another group is coming, someone exclaimed. Those are the members of the 8th prince's group. They're from the Chao family and the Ji family. That's Sacred Lord 100 Refined from the Chao family. Hold on. The group from the Chao family and the Ji family is here. This inheritance will definitely be broken through. Shui Yuan encouraged the short emperor next to him with excitement in his eyes. With a Sacred Lord joining the battle, these puppets would be easily dealt with. Boom. Sacred Lord 100 Refined was like a black meteor that brought with it a storm as he smashed into the center of the several dozen sandstone monsters. The pressure of a Sacred Lord-level Sacred Lord suddenly exploded, and a terrifying storm spread. Boom, boom, boom. Countless sandstone monsters nearby howled as their bodies crumbled and turned into yellow sand. All of you, leave the Imperial Sky Inheritance. Sacred Lord 100 Refined turned around and looked at the 6 with a cold voice. The aura that covered heaven and earth and the pressure of a Sacred Lord made the 6 emperors unable to even stand. They felt suffocated. If you continue to stay here, we might accidentally kill you. Ji Bai slowly walked over as his cold laughter echoed across the ancient path. He waved his hands. Countless dark green pythons instantly appeared on the ground. They were covered in small scales that glittered with a cold light. You! Shui Yuan was enraged. They had spent a lot of effort to get to the Imperial Sky Inheritance. Who would be willing to give it to someone else just like that? However, they had been fighting for a long time and were exhausted. Even if they were at their peak state, the 6 of them wouldn't be a match for the Chao family and the Ji family. The difference between them and the top 5 princes was too big. Let's go! Shui Yuan snickered coldly and left with 2 members. The other group could only give up as well. There were many inheritances in the imperial tombs, so they still had other chances. Shui Yuan, which inheritance are you going to go to next? An elder in cloth clothes asked with a faint smile. Although the two groups weren't on the same side, they were able to get here together and were chased out by the 8th prince's group, so they understood each other. Let's go to some of the smaller inheritances. We won't even be able to get the leftovers from the larger inheritances. Shui Yuan sighed. Facing the top 5 members of the prince's team, they felt powerless. The foundation of the 8 big families wasn't something normal 3-star forces could compare to. And there's someone up ahead. Someone said in surprise. A golden-haired, golden-eyed young man was walking toward them. Hand over 2 dragon jades and I'll let you go. A smile formed on Zhao Feng's face as he stood in the middle of the pathway, looking like he was going to rob them. What? The 6 were dazed as they recognized Zhao Feng. They were sure that their ears weren't playing tricks on them. They knew a bit about Zhao Feng. He was the beast tamer of the 9th prince's group, and they heard that he had a spiritual pet from a race in the middle of the 10,000 ancient races. However, a late-stage void god realm beast tamer robbing 6 emperors would make many people laugh if they heard about it. Zhao Feng, either hand over the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly or activate the teleportation array in the dragon jade and leave. Shui Yuan's eyes were cold as he walked forward. He was filled with anger after being chased out by the experts of the Chao family and the Ji family, but he had nowhere to vent it. Now, an ignorant junior had come to him. Hearing that, the other 5 also walked over and revealed playful smiles. Looks like you're not willing to hand over the dragon jades. Zhao Feng's golden left eye scanned over the crowd and seemed to be able to see through everything, causing their hearts to shake. Shui Yuan's eyebrows furrowed. He felt annoyed, but he also felt that something was wrong. Zhao Feng, you're courting death. One of the hot-tempered martial emperors in the white-robed old man's group cursed and was about to attack. Sacred lightning dominating body. Zhao Feng took a step forward, and his body grew taller as a layer of golden blue lightning released from his body, making him seem like a small giant of golden lightning. At the same time, an ancient barrier of lightning formed around his body. Golden lightning flashed, and the sound of wind and lightning boomed. The emperor's palm landed on Zhao Feng's ancient barrier of lightning, and all of his attacks were dissipated. At the same time, a strong rebound force sent him flying several dozen yards. He spat out a mouthful of blood and sat on the ground as he looked at Zhao Feng in fear. The other 5 felt as if they had been hit by a hammer, and their blood boiled as a numbing sensation spread through their bodies under the pressure of Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body. What a strong physical force! He can ignore the attacks of an emperor and even counterattack. This aura is comparable to a sacred lord's. How is this possible? He's clearly only at the late stages of the void god realm, but he can still unleash battle power while being suppressed by the ancient dimension? Everyone was stunned and puzzled. At this moment, the feeling that Zhao Feng gave them was the same as Sacred Lord 100 refined. They couldn't fight back and could only obey. Shui Yuan was stunned as he looked at the calm Zhao Feng. According to his information, Zhao Feng's defense was extremely strong. He didn't expect his body to be so strong. Furthermore, he heard that Zhao Feng specialized in soul eye bloodline techniques. Now that he was here as a beast tamer, he definitely had other fighting spiritual pets. We're willing to hand over a piece of dragon jade, Shui Yuan said through gritted teeth. They only needed to hand over a piece of dragon jade, which wasn't very valuable to them. The princes behind them had no intention of becoming the crown prince, so there wasn't much use in collecting draconic providence. If they all activated the array and left, it would be a waste of their only life-saving method. Shui Yuan took a piece of dragon jade from one of his members and handed it to Zhao Feng. Another elder in white walked over to the emperor that Zhao Feng had sent flying and took off his dragon jade before handing it to Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng took the dragon jade and walked in without bothering with them. I can only extort them like this now. Zhao Feng sighed. Everyone was starting to get used to this place, and the 6 emperors could now use 30% of their strength. There's still a long way to go in this inheritance. I'll let them lead the way. A weird golden light flashed through Zhao Feng's left eye as he looked into the distance and casually walked forward. In the depths of the ancient path, Sacred Lord 100 Refined was like a black whirlwind that shattered all the sandstone monsters he passed by. Blazing Sky Force Fist. Sky Silk Shadowless Kick. Golden God Finger. Boom, boom, boom. The three of them traveled through the ancient path at an extremely fast speed, leaving behind a trail of yellow sand wherever they passed. That brat won't come, right? Ji Dengtian stopped and looked behind him. He's coming, but he's very slow. Looks like he wants us to lead the way for him so he can reap the benefits. Ji Bai smiled wickedly after sensing for a while. As long as he can come, he can take everything if he wants. Ji Dengtian laughed coldly. Chapter 939. Olding, we've already passed through 2 inheritances. The 9th prince was slightly excited. The pseudo-crown prince seal in his hand gave off a white and gold light, and faint golden dragons could be seen on it. They didn't meet any beast hordes or other groups on the way. The inheritances were passed through perfectly with Old Ying's analysis and information. Jing Kai had witnessed Old Ying's performance along the way, and he was filled with admiration for the old man. Jing Kai felt that if he was just a bit stronger, he would have passed through even faster. Therefore, whenever he had some free time, he would use the resources he obtained to increase his strength. I wonder how the other 2 groups are doing. Jing Kai was slightly worried. After all, his group had Olding, who was a senior with impeccable experience, information, and strength. Shin Jizi's group might have obtained even more. Olding said, "A fortune teller couldn't be underestimated." Furthermore, Shin Jizi had achieved a lot in mechanisms and secret techniques. Adding on Su Qingling and Shi Yulei, they were very suitable to pass through the less popular inheritances. The chances of meeting other groups in the less popular inheritances were even lower. Therefore, Shin Jizi's group should be the safest. On the other hand, it was Zhao Feng's group. Olding believed in Zhao Feng's abilities from the information he received and the 9th prince's words. However, he still couldn't see through Zhao Feng. I think that Zhao Feng didn't pass through the inheritances. He might have gone to tame beasts and obtained draconic providence, which can increase his battle power. Jing Kai thought for a moment and said, he didn't think that Zhao Feng and Zhou Su would succeed the most. If that's really the case, that's good. A large number of beasts will be very useful in the next stage of the Crown Prince trial. The main point was that Zhao Feng definitely wouldn't be so honest. It was hard on Zhao Feng to give Zhou Su, who was useless at the start, to him. A rare smile appeared on Old Ying's face. Right now, no one had used their dragon jades. This was the best situation that Old Ying expected. As long as they continued to advance cautiously, the 9th prince still had hope. Within the Imperial Sky inheritance, Zhao Feng casually walked around and used his left eye to inspect his surroundings. This little world of inheritance was completely different from the little worlds of early-stage sacred lords. Everything here gave off a very realistic feeling. Moreover, Zhao Feng had already gone a few miles in, but he was still in the small world. There might still be dozens or hundreds of miles in front of him. This proved that Sacred Lord Royal Heaven's usage of the laws of space was extremely exquisite, and he merged them into his little world. Unfortunately, Zhao Feng knew nothing about space profound. The speed has slowed down. Zhao Feng's left eye saw the situation of the 3 people in front of him. The human-shaped sandstone monster's body was a bit bigger than before. It should have leveled up from half-step king to early-stage king. Someone's here. Zhao Feng's expression changed. His left eye only saw 4 figures appearing at the entrance of the Royal Heaven inheritance. Due to the small world's rules, even Zhao Feng's left eye could not see who it was. However, to be able to form a team of 4 meant that the prince had a lot of slots. He could only be in one of the top 5 teams. If it was the 8th prince's team, then it would be bad. If that's the case, then I can only take care of the 3 in front. Zhao Feng's gaze was firm. He had to obtain this late-stage Mystic Light Realm inheritance no matter what. Furthermore, he had already reached this place, so he shouldn't be far from the end. A pair of scarlet wings of lightning several yards long spread behind Zhao Feng's back, and his speed instantly increased dramatically as he turned into a ball of red light and sped forward. Boom! Boom! Blazing Sky Force Fist. Tyrannical Imperial Finger. Sacred Lord 100 Refined was the main force, while Ji Dengtian and Ji Bai supported him. The three-man team advanced at an extremely fast speed. However, the strength of the sandstone monsters increased the further they went. Even the three of them started to slow down as they expended energy. Looks like we've underestimated this inheritance. Ji Bai's eyebrows furrowed. He had already lost 10% of the spiritual beasts he had prepared in the outside world. Furthermore, although the beasts here were strong, taming them was very difficult. Without the help of experts, the success rate would be even lower. However, this would waste everyone's time. Therefore, Sacred Lord 100 Refined's group's main target was the inheritance. There's nothing we can do about it. After all, we don't specialize in physical attacks. Ji Dengtian said helplessly. Up until now, he had been the least useful. If the two of them were physical combatants, they might have already broken through this inheritance. Luckily, Sacred Lord 100 Refined's battle power was extremely strong. He was like a black storm that blew sand everywhere he passed. Behind him, Ji Bai sensed that something was wrong and turned around. A scarlet-red light with a shocking aura was flying over. Zhao Feng? So fast. How is this possible? Ji Bai's expression froze. Zhao Feng's current speed was even faster than Sacred Lord 100 Refined. Zhao Feng's here. Senior Chao Zhang, let's follow the plan. Ji Dengtian messaged. Zhao Feng. Just as Ji Bai was about to go forward and greet him, he suddenly realized that something was wrong. Zhao Feng's speed hadn't decreased at all, and he was charging toward him. The powerful undulation of True Yuan was a sign that he was about to attack. What's going on? Ji Bai paused for a moment. From the looks of it, Zhao Feng was about to attack him. What was going on? This was completely different from what he had planned. Why did Zhao Feng dare to attack him? At this moment, the plan that the three had set up was completely messed up. Everyone didn't know what to do. Ji Bai instinctively controlled a portion of the green pythons to attack Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng, what's the meaning of this? Ji Bai roared in anger. Hee. A cold smile appeared on Zhao Feng's face. Sacred lightning dominating body. As he flew, Zhao Feng's body suddenly became taller and released a layer of golden blue lightning. He turned into a ball of golden lightning that shot toward Ji Bai. On the ground, the green pythons were pushed back by the powerful sacred lightning body before they could even get close to Zhao Feng. They were unable to move. How is this possible? Ji Bai was shocked. He had spent a lot of his savings to buy these green pythons. Each of them was a late-stage king, and their bodies were extremely powerful. But now, they couldn't even get close to Zhao Feng. All of this happened in less than 2 breaths. Seeing that Zhao Feng was about to attack, Ji Bai opened a spiritual pet bag. Boom! A mountain monster landed in the middle of the ancient path and completely blocked the path, separating Zhao Feng and Ji Bai. This mountain monster's body was partially crystallized. It was obviously a mutated Yao spirit. The mountain monster clasped its hands together and swung them toward Zhao Feng. Sacred lightning dominating fist. Zhao Feng swung his fists and unleashed a giant fist of golden lightning. It was like a metallic mountain of lightning, and it landed on the mountain monster's hammer attack. Boom! The mountain monster's hands were instantly shattered by Zhao Feng. Boom! Boom! Zhao Feng raised his fist once more and punched the mountain monster's head. Several fist shadows flashing with golden lightning bolts charged out in a domineering manner. At the same time, Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body and turned into a scarlet-white pillar of lightning that shot forward. Boom! Ji Bai originally thought that Zhao Feng would die for sure after taking out the mountain monster. However, he did not expect the head of the hill troll to explode in the next instant. A bolt of crimson lightning flew out and bombarded him. Before it even got close, the powerful physical pressure and lightning made Ji Bai's face go white. A sense of death that he had never felt before spread throughout his body. Ji Bai froze and didn't know what to do. Brat, you're too arrogant. Sacred Lord 100 Refined's deep voice sounded. Originally, Sacred Lord 100 Refined was going to follow Ji Bai's plan and continue to ignore Zhao Feng. However, Zhao Feng suddenly attacked first. At this moment, he was dazed. After all, the three of them wanted the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly in Zhao Feng's hands, and they had already come up with a plan. They couldn't give Zhao Feng the chance to use his dragon jade to escape. Although he didn't know why Ji Bai's life was in danger, he had to stop him. Who, Sacred Lord 100 Refined stepped forward and turned into a streak of black light as he arrived next to Ji Bai. Blazing Sky Force Fist. A fist made of black flames that seemed to be able to split heaven and earth apart shot out. Sacred Lightning Protection. Zhao Feng merged the power of wind lightning and his sacred lightning body together, and an ancient barrier of lightning formed around his body. Golden lightning flashed as the sound of wind and lightning boomed. Boom. Wang, the fist made of black flames landed on Zhao Feng's body, but it was blocked by the sacred lightning protection. Lightning boomed and light flashed. That wasn't all. Dazzling golden lightning patterns shot out from the surface of the quaint lightning barrier, shattering the monstrous might of the black flame light fist. Zhao Feng estimated that Sacred Lord 100 Refined could use 40% of his full strength. His sacred lightning body and defensive secret techniques were more than enough to block this attack. What? This junior? Sacred Lord 100 Refined paused. To think that Zhao Feng had actually cultivated such a powerful defensive secret technique, fusing his physical force with the astral thunder to completely block his attack. How was this possible? A Sacred Lord's attack was completely blocked by a Void God Realm Junior's defensive technique. Purple Star Fantasy Field. Behind Ji Bai, Yingtian's eyes flashed with a mysterious purple light as a surge of powerful Soul Eye Bloodline power charged toward Zhao Feng. In an instant, tall purple walls rose around Zhao Feng one after another. The sky turned dark, and a purple demonic moon hung in the sky surrounded by purple mist. However, Zhao Feng's eyes were emotionless. It was as if all of this only appeared around Zhao Feng and didn't exist in his eyes. Zhao Feng's aura didn't decrease at all as he charged toward the tall wall in front of him. Boom! The purple walls collapsed, and a large building appeared in front of Zhao Feng. A faint smile appeared on Zhao Feng's face. Using an illusion in front of him really didn't know how high heaven and earth were. From the perspective of others, this was a building. However, in Zhao Feng's left eye, this was Ji Bai. Boom! Who? Zhao Feng charged forward with a surge of physical force. He instantly attacked when he saw Zhao Feng's faint smile. Ji Bai immediately circulated his true yuan. One, on the dragon jade, a mysterious and complicated formation instantly spread out. Ji Bai's body was covered in a layer of draconic light, and his figure flashed before disappearing. Are you going to go by yourself, or do you want me to give you a ride? Zhao Feng stopped in midair after missing his attack and smiled as he looked at Ji Dengtian. At this moment, Ji Dengtian was still dazed. He didn't understand why his soul Dao illusions were useless against Zhao Feng. How was this possible? He was able to see through everything even though he was in an illusion. Zhao Feng, you've angered me. I'll personally kill you. Sacred Lord 100 Refined had an enraged expression, and killing intent appeared in his eyes. Chapter 940. Zhao Feng, you've angered me. I'll personally kill you. Sacred Lord 100 Refined had an enraged expression, and killing intent appeared in his eyes. Ji Bai's life was still in danger even though he tried to stop him, and he was forced to use the array in his dragon jade to escape. Furthermore, his opponent was a late-stage Void God Realm Junior. No Sacred Lord would be able to endure such humiliation. Even if Zhao Feng escaped this time, he would continue to chase after him and wash away this humiliation. At this moment, Ji Dengtian also woke up and panic appeared on his face. Do you want to go yourself, or do you want me to send you off? Zhao Feng's words meant that he was the next target. Although he didn't believe that Zhao Feng had the ability to do so, he felt uneasy. Sacred Lord 100 Refined, kill him. Huge Sacred Lord 100 Refined stepped forward quickly and charged toward Zhao Feng. The pressure of a Sacred Lord exploded, and the walls nearby instantly shattered. Tyrannical Imperial Finger. Ascension Kick. Sacred Lord 100 Refined unleashed two attacks at the same time. Countless kicks made of sacred power flashed around Zhao Feng and locked down his movements. At the same time, a giant finger flashing with a golden light pushed forward with a dominating aura. Sacred lightning dominating punch. Zhao Feng used the scarlet wings of lightning to change his position and released a burst of true yuan. He then punched out with both fists. Countless bolts of golden lightning intertwined and clashed with Sacred Lord 100 Refine's attack. With the help of the counterforce, Zhao Feng's speed increased slightly, and his scarlet wings of lightning fluttered as he charged toward Ji Dengtian. How is this possible? Fear appeared on Ji Dengtian's face. The power of Zhao Feng's fist technique wasn't much weaker than Sacred Lord 100 Refine's. On top of that, Zhao Feng had extremely profound flying techniques. He couldn't let him get close. Purple Star Days. Ji Dengtian's eyes flashed with a purple light as a powerful surge of eye bloodline power shot toward Zhao Feng. Being a peerless genius of the Ji family's older generation, Ji Dengtian obviously knew more than just illusions. Since illusions were useless against him, he would use another method. Zhao Feng instantly felt that something was wrong, and his soul started to become chaotic. His control over his body and bloodline started to decrease. Even Xiao Chen's perception of the outside world became abnormally blurry. The scarlet lightning wings on his back flickered. Clearly, there was an error in the circulation of his veritable essence energy. It's a mental energy technique that can confuse one's senses. Zhao Feng was slightly surprised. This sort of illusory technique was slightly similar to his Eye of Ice Soul, but the focus was different. The Eye of Ice Soul condensed the opponent's soul intent. At the same time, it also affected the physical dimension to a certain extent. It also required a corresponding bloodline. The Purple Star Bewilderment, on the other hand, was a more profound and pure soul attack. After being reborn, Zhao Feng placed his focus on the Sacred Lightning Body and the Perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. His ice and water bloodlines were falling behind, so his Ice Eye bloodline techniques couldn't keep up with Zhao Feng's pace. Ji Dengtian's Purple Star Days was very suitable for Zhao Feng. A smug smile appeared on Ji Dengtian's face when he saw Zhao Feng pause for a moment. This brat only has a certain resistance against illusions. He's probably never seen such a profound illusion that can confuse one's mind before. Ji Dengtian laughed. After being hit by his Purple Star Days, Sacred Lord 100 Refined would be able to easily take care of Zhao Feng. However, transparent lightning suddenly flashed around Zhao Feng's body. Countless symbols of God Tribulation lightning flashed in Zhao Feng's condensed dark purple soul like meteors in the night sky. Boom, boom, boom. The faint purple eye bloodline power that had entered Zhao Feng's soul was shattered by the immortal and undying God Tribulation lightning. At the same time, a golden light started to spin in Zhao Feng's left eye, and the circulation speed of his left eye reached the limit. Suddenly, a dreamy dark golden light flashed in Zhao Feng's left eye. Soul Days. A powerful dark purple soul power enveloped Ji Dengtian through Zhao Feng's eye intent. Who, this is? Ji Dengtian's footsteps became unsteady as he looked at Zhao Feng in shock. This is my Purple Star Days. Ji Dengtian exclaimed in shock and panic as he descended from the sky. How is this possible? How do you know the secret eye bloodline technique of the Ji family? Ji Dengtian started to speak incoherently. The circulation of true yuan within his body had become chaotic, and he wouldn't be able to use any eye bloodline techniques for a short period of time. Ji Dengtian immediately circulated his soul intent and eye intent to undo this technique. Not bad. Zhao Feng gave a faint smile. The Purple Star Days was also a type of illusion, so it wasn't hard for Zhao Feng to duplicate it. This mental energy illusion was even more powerful when combined with his powerful soul eye bloodline power. A violent gust of wind blew over. Not good. Zhao Feng had been too focused on duplicating the secret technique just now. At this moment, Sacred Lord 100 Refine's fist arrived. Even from far away, Zhao Feng felt a piercing pain from the sacred lightning, and the golden blue lightning started to dim. Sacred Lightning Protection. Zhao Feng circulated the power of wind lightning and condensed an ancient barrier of lightning around him that flashed with golden lightning. Boom! The sacred lightning protection shattered, and Zhao Feng's body was smashed into the wall. A tearing pain spread throughout his body. A black figure continued to charge over, and its powerful aura pressed toward Zhao Feng, not giving him any chance to breathe. Zhao Feng's expression was cold as he circulated his true yuan of wind lightning. The scarlet wings of lightning on his back flapped, and Zhao Feng turned into a bolt of scarlet-red lightning that clashed with Sacred Lord 100 Refined. If it wasn't for the fact that Ji Dingtian's mental energy technique had affected him and caused his true yuan to become chaotic, the defense of his sacred lightning body would have been greatly reduced. However, that didn't matter. He had also learned the Ji family's purple star eyes. Zhao Feng circulated the water of wind lightning and the wood of wind lightning to quickly recover from the injuries from the punch. Dominating imperial finger. Blazing sky dominating fist. Sky silkworm shadowless kick. Sacred Lord 100 Refined used both his hands and feet and didn't stop at all. His attacks were extremely smooth and domineering. The shadows of fists, palms, and kicks surrounded Zhao Feng. The power to split mountains and rivers. Sacred lightning body, sacred lightning protection. Zhao Feng circulated his sacred lightning body to the maximum, and a blinding flash of golden lightning appeared around his body. An ancient barrier of lightning surrounded his body, and the sound of wind and lightning kept on ringing. Zhao Feng didn't care what skills Sacred Lord 100 Refined used. He blocked them all. Boom, boom, boom. The sacred lightning protection around Zhao Feng's body exploded, and a bright golden light shot out and pushed back all the true yuan and sacred power nearby. Sacred Lord 100 Refined snickered coldly. After seeing Zhao Feng's defensive secret technique, he wouldn't fall for it. Sacred Lord 100 Refined turned into a black shadow and stepped into the gap between the shockwaves. He wasn't affected by the sacred lightning protection's power at all. Sky collapsing divine fist. All of Sacred Lord 100 Refined's aura and intent gathered on his right fist, and a gust of wind and mystic light shot out like a giant mountain. After using this move, Sacred Lord 100 Refined's aura became weaker, and his intent dropped. Sacred lightning dominating fist. Zhao Feng circulated the symbols of God Tribulation lightning within his crystal core dimension and the power of ancient lightning around his body. Primal and tyrannical divine lightning gathered in Zhao Feng's fists, and a vast and domineering bolt of golden lightning shot out like a sea of lightning. Boom, boom, boom. A powerful storm of destruction sent both Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord 100 Refined flying, and they smashed into the walls on both sides. In the distance, Ji Dingtian's face became pale white, and he immediately retreated dozens of yards with a dazed expression. He's not at a disadvantage when fighting Sacred Lord 100 Refined in close combat. Ji Dingtian's voice trembled in disbelief. Sacred Lord 100 Refined might have held back in the first exchange, and Zhao Feng used his flying techniques and secret techniques to block Sacred Lord 100 Refined's attack. However, just now, Sacred Lord 100 Refined released his full power and used a heaven-tier technique, but he was still able to fight on par with Zhao Feng. One had to know that Sacred Lord 100 Refined was a member of the Chao family, one of the 8 big families. The Chao family was a family that specialized in combat techniques, and they also specialized in body strengthening. They had studied physical combat techniques very deeply, and they were the strongest in close combat among the 8 big families. This can't be real. He has such a terrifying eye bloodline and a physical attack that can fight on par with a Sacred Lord in close combat. Ji Dingtian's body started to tremble. His eyes were dim, and they were filled with fear. He didn't dare to attack. He was afraid of attracting Zhao Feng's attention. If that happened, he would end up the same as Ji Bai. Boom, boom. 2 figures jumped out from the wall and clashed once more. Zhao Feng, let's see how long you can last. Sacred Lord 100 Refined gritted his teeth and harumphed coldly as he casually used a technique. By now, he considered Zhao Feng to be an expert of the same generation. Zhao Feng's physical defense was monstrous, and it even surpassed the Shi families. Sacred Lord 100 Refined couldn't do anything to him right now. However, the difference between the Void God realm and the Mystic Light realm was still there. The sacred body of a Mystic Light realm had a strong recovery ability, and Mystic Light's sacred power could affect the soul when attacking. No matter how strong Zhao Feng was, he still had to maintain his sacred lightning body and heal his injuries apart from attacking. His true yuan was being used up like water. Hee hee. An excited smile appeared on Zhao Feng's face. Fighting with Sacred Lord 100 refined in close combat made Zhao Feng feel extremely good. The blood in the depths of his body started to boil. Due to the suppression of the ancient dimension, Sacred Lord 100 refined could only use 40% of his strength. Zhao Feng also didn't use any soul eye bloodline techniques. Instead, he fought in close combat. Boom! A glass-like flame suddenly appeared around Zhao Feng's body, and a scorching and terrifying aura exploded out. He was like a burning blood-colored sun that released a blinding light. The ancient pathway was scorching hot. This is? Blood Devil Sun Bloodline? Sacred Lord 100 refined revealed a surprised expression. Why did Zhao Feng have the bloodline of the Tai family? Boom! Boom! Zhao Feng was like a flaming demonic sovereign. His body was covered in flames, and his wings of lightning fluttered. The explosive power of his fists and palms had reached a terrifying level. Zhao Feng punched out, and a blood-colored flame exploded. Lightning surrounded it, and it burned and corroded everything around it. The power it released was on par with Sacred Lord 100 Refined's techniques. In the instant they clashed, Sacred Lord 100 Refined felt as if Zhao Feng had absorbed a bit of his yuan qi and blood. On the other hand, Zhao Feng's complexion regained some of its color. The essence of the mystic light sacred body was not simple. Although only a small portion of it had been sucked away, it was still extremely powerful. Although only a small portion of it had been absorbed, it was extremely beneficial to Void God Realm Kings. This is the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline of the Tai family. Sacred Lord 100 Refined was stunned as he pulled away from Zhao Feng. As someone from one of the 8 big families, he understood this very well. Chapter 941. That's the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline of the Tai family. Sacred Lord 100 Refined was stunned as he pulled away from Zhao Feng. As someone from one of the 8 big families, he understood this very well. The perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline was the nemesis of close combat. He finally understood why Tai Hongnan had invited Zhao Feng to the 4th Prince's Hall for a chat before the fights for the spots. Zhao Feng had the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. This was a battle-type bloodline that could be ranked in the top 10 Imperial Dao bloodlines. His sacred body was countered to a certain degree when fighting against the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. Even if Cao Zhang cultivated his heaven-grade battle technique to the max level, Zhao Feng would still be able to use his Blood Devil Sun bloodline and defensive body to fight against him. This meant that if this continued, Cao Zhang would still be the loser. Furthermore, Zhao Feng still had the most mysterious eye bloodline that he hadn't used on Cao Zhang. Ji Dingtian's illusions were useless against Zhao Feng, and he was scared by Zhao Feng's soul eye bloodline technique and didn't dare to attack. From this, one could see that Zhao Feng's soul eye bloodline technique could definitely threaten sacred lords. On top of that, Zhao Feng was also a beast tamer and definitely had many spiritual pets, including the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly, which had a bloodline from the 10,000 ancient races. Thinking up to there, Cao Zhang lost all will to fight. Furthermore, he could only use 40% of his strength right now. Why was this junior so troublesome? Ji Bai and Ji Dengtian just so happened to be useless against him. Zhao Feng, let's stop for now. Cao Zhang reached out with his right hand and signaled for them to stop. Even if he could use his full battle power, he didn't dare to kill Zhao Feng after knowing about the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline. The Tai family was the strongest family among the 8 big families. If he killed the possessor of the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline, then the 2 families would start a war. Furthermore, if he continued to fight with Zhao Feng, it was still unknown who would win. Whether he won or lost, he would be the one to make Zhao Feng famous. We don't know what dangers lie ahead in this inheritance. Why don't we team up and wait until we get the inheritance? Sacred Lord 100 Refined felt awkward and used this as an excuse to stop the battle. Now, Zhao Feng's existence was almost equivalent to a sacred lord. He was much more useful than the other 2 people in his team. In the distance, Ji Dengtian was still in shock. Regardless of whether it was the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline that Zhao Feng had displayed or Sacred Lord 100 Refined's invitation to a truce, Zhao Feng's Blood Devil Sun bloodline and Sacred Lord 100 Refined's Blood Devil Sun bloodline. He did not expect a late Void God Realm Jr. to be able to force them into such a situation. The Beast Tamer Ji Bai was forced to activate the formation and escape. On the other hand, his eye bloodline technique was completely useless against Zhao Feng. In fact, the latter had secretly learned it and used it to humiliate him. The Sacred Lords in the group also threw away their pride and asked for a truce. He could tell that even Sacred Lord 100 Refined wouldn't have much of a chance of winning if the battle continued. Now he regretted it. Perhaps it was because his cultivation had been too smooth that he didn't even believe the Grand Elder's words. Zhao Feng paused for a moment. He was having a great time fighting, and he didn't expect Sacred Lord 100 Refined to lose his battle intent. However, when he thought about the 4 figures that came in, Zhao Feng also fell silent for a moment. I want 70% of the inheritance, Zhao Feng said in a certain tone. Sacred Lord 100 Refined's eyebrows furrowed, and his mouth twitched. This junior's appetite wasn't normal. He had 2 people on his side, but Zhao Feng still wanted to monopolize 70%? Then I'll take 30%. Chao Zhang gritted his teeth and agreed before glancing at Ji Dengtian. Ji Dengtian had a helpless smile. He obviously understood what Sacred Lord 100 Refined meant. He didn't have a share of the Imperial Sky inheritance. I'll lead the way, Zhao Feng said. The reason he wanted 70% of the inheritance was because Sacred Lord 100 Refined wasn't very useful to him. It was just to prevent the 4 that came in. If Zhao Feng forced Sacred Lord 100 Refined away and teamed up with the 4 that came in, it wouldn't be worth it. Sure. Sacred Lord 100 Refined paused for a moment. Bam! A never-ending stream of sandstone monsters surged over from the front of the path. While Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord 100 Refined were fighting, the sandstone monsters kept on attacking. However, the shockwaves from their battle were enough to kill the sandstone monsters that got close, so they didn't put them in their eyes at all. Now that the 2 had stopped fighting, the sandstone monsters started to charge over again. Zhao Feng stood in the center of the path and faced the sandstone monsters as his consciousness touched the mysterious golden ball in the dimension of his left eye. Zhao Feng's left eye flashed with the golden light of an amber soul essence, and a powerful surge of eye intent and soul power that made one's heart shake appeared. The expressions of Ji Dengtian and Sacred Lord 100 Refined instantly froze. What strong soul intent! Ji Dengtian was stunned. He didn't know how much the ancient dimension suppressed Zhao Feng. Therefore, he couldn't tell what level Zhao Feng's soul intent had reached. Why did he choose eye bloodline techniques to deal with the sandstone monsters? Could it be an eye bloodline technique that's biased towards the physical dimension? Sacred Lord 100 Refined was puzzled. A large faint golden ripple that seemed to contain the laws of everything suddenly shot out from Zhao Feng's left eye. The faint golden light shot out from the center of the path and passed through the bodies of all the sandstone monsters before spreading into the distance. Nothing happened for a long time. It passed through the sandstone monsters? Is this a soul attack? Although Sacred Lord 100 Refined didn't know much about the soul, only the soul could pass through the physical dimension. What kind of eye bloodline technique is this? Could it be what Ji Wei said? Even with Ji Dingtian's experience, he couldn't tell what kind of eye bloodline technique Zhao Feng used or what it did. However, a shocking scene appeared in the next instant. All the sandstone monsters in the center of the path that were pierced by the faint golden light disappeared into thin air. An empty path was created with just one glance from Zhao Feng. However, there was a thin yellow mist in the center of the path. Zhao Feng closed his left eye and used up a lot of his mental energy. These sandstone monsters were created by a Sacred Lord's little world, and they were made up of a single particle that was extremely rough. As long as Zhao Feng could analyze the structure of a single particle, it would be extremely easy for him to break it down. However, this was the first time he had broken down such a large number of them. Even with Zhao Feng's soul intent, he felt tired and empty. However, he had achieved his goal. Firstly, he could quickly break through the inheritance and obtain the resources and draconic providence. No one would be able to stop him if he wanted to escape. Secondly, he could scare Sacred Lord Hundred Refined. Although Sacred Lord Hundred Refined was only working with him verbally, Zhao Feng wasn't able to completely trust him. Furthermore, no Sacred Lord would willingly submit to a Void God Realm King. Therefore, Zhao Feng needed someone to scare him. Sacred Lord Hundred Refined wasn't willing to be enemies with him. Let's go. Zhao Feng gave a faint smile. This is? Sacred Lord Hundred Refined's mind went blank. Even with his experience as a Sacred Lord, he couldn't understand what was happening. What kind of power was that faint golden light? It instantly made countless sandstone monsters disappear. With his eyes, he couldn't see how far the light had shone, or how many sandstone monsters had disappeared. If it was the ability to teleport, he could accept it. However, Sacred Lord Hundred Refined didn't feel any disturbance in space. He suddenly thought of what would happen if this beam of light shone on his body in battle. Thinking up to there, his soul started to tremble. This scene also made Ji Dengtian feel as if he was struck by lightning. He remembered what Ji Wuya had said. Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique could make physical objects and souls completely disappear. Zhao Feng walked at the front and waved his left arm. The group of black venomous scorpions instantly covered the ground, and a cold and fierce aura filled the ancient path. Giant dark brown venomous scorpions were covered in black tattoos. Their claws and tails were all lethal attacks. The ancient path was extremely wide. Although most of the sandstone monsters in the middle had been disintegrated by Zhao Feng's eye bloodline technique, there were still some. The sandstone monsters at the edges still existed. They didn't have any intelligence, so they didn't know what fear was. All they did was attack the outsiders. Jiang. Under the leadership of the Black Venomous Scorpion King, all the Black Venomous Scorpions charged forward like a black wave and opened a path for Zhao Feng. These beasts are the original beasts of the ancient dimension. Ji Dengtian exclaimed. Ji Bai was also a beast tamer in Sacred Lord Hundred Refined's group. At the start he was planning to tame the beasts. However, even with Sacred Lord Hundred Refined's help, the leader of the beasts was still very difficult to tame. On top of that, Ji Dengtian alone wasn't enough to deal with the other beasts. Therefore, the plan to tame the beasts failed. However, Zhao Feng and Zhou Su Er's group managed to tame a beast horde. Furthermore, the battle power of this group of black venomous scorpions was extraordinary. Sacred Lord Hundred Refined looked at Zhao Feng's back. He knew that Zhao Feng wasn't someone he could offend. Just like that, the peerless experts of the Chao and Ji families followed behind Zhao Feng and quickly entered the depths of the inheritance. They flew for a long time. Only now did the trio feel that the number of sandstone monsters had suddenly increased. This meant that Zhao Feng's mysterious eye bloodline technique was able to wipe out all the sandstone monsters from such a long distance. There was no need for Zhao Feng to say anything. Sacred Lord Hundred Refined automatically led the way. The trio soon saw the end of the Imperial Sky inheritance with the help of a Sacred Lord-level expert and the Black Venomous Scorpions. This ancient path was probably almost 100 miles long. Zhao Feng, there's a Sacred Lord-level sandstone monster in front of us. Let's go together. Sacred Lord Hundred Refined's expression became grim. A giant sandstone monster the size of a small mountain blocked the path in front of them. Okay. Zhao Feng immediately circulated his sacred lightning body, and his body became taller as a layer of golden blue lightning radiated from his body. As he flew, invisible physical lightning destroyed everything in its path. Boom! Blazing Sky Force Fist. Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord Hundred Refined attacked, and black-red and golden light flashed. The majestic and overbearing attack destroyed everything. He has the ability to regenerate. The parts of the sandstone monster that had been destroyed by the two turned into yellow sand and fell to the ground. However, the yellow sand seemed to be attracted by something and merged into the sandstone monster's body, and the parts that had been destroyed recovered. As long as the sand is still here, it won't die. Zhao Feng opened his left eye and looked at the sandstone monster. Zhao Feng's left eye saw something that normal people couldn't see, and his expression turned to joy. The structure of the particles of this sacred lord-level sandstone monster isn't very different from the ones in front. 1. An amber light flashed from Zhao Feng's left eye, and a faint golden beam of light shot out and pierced through the sandstone monster's heart. The part of the sandstone that the faint golden beam of light pierced through disappeared, revealing 3 sparkling pearls at the heart. Zhao Feng waved his left hand, and 3 substandard god crystals flew over and were put into the misty spatial world by Zhao Feng. Boom! The instant the substandard god crystals were taken away, the entire sandstone monster turned into yellow sand and fell to the ground. Chapter 942. Substandard God Crystals. Ji Deng Tian exclaimed. Substandard God Crystals were the best legendary crystal stones in the continent zone, and they were perfect for mystic light realm sacred lords to cultivate with. Sacred Lord 100 Refined was also envious. Even he only had a few substandard divine crystals on hand, and he had obtained them from dangerous forbidden grounds while facing great danger. Sacred Lord 100 Refined almost couldn't help but fight over them when he saw Zhao Feng obtain 3 substandard god crystals so easily. Zhao Feng, you get 70% of the Sacred Lord's inheritance, and I get 30%. What do you mean by taking all the substandard god crystals? Sacred Lord 100 Refined immediately asked. I do get 70% of the inheritance and you get 30%, but this is what I obtained from killing the monster. Zhao Feng snickered coldly and said. Zhao Feng didn't expect this sacred lord-level sandstone monster to have 3 substandard god crystals. It might be a hidden reward. One had to know that he had only obtained 1 substandard god crystal after destroying the 3 inheritances of early-stage mystic light realm sacred lords. After all, sacred lords needed substandard god crystals to cultivate, and no sacred lord would complain about having too many. From this, one could see that this inheritance wasn't simple. Sacred Lord 100 Refined was speechless. Indeed, these 3 substandard god crystals were the core of the sandstone monster and weren't considered inheritances. However, Sacred Lord 100 Refined felt that Zhao Feng wasn't scared of anything after seeing how strong Zhao Feng was. There should be a lot of substandard god crystals in the inheritance of a late-stage Sacred Lord. Sacred Lord 100 Refined could only think this way. The instant the Sacred Lord-level sandstone monster collapsed, the trio stepped in. In front of him was a spacious hall without any furnishings. The surrounding walls were engraved with lifelike golden murals. The moment the 3 of them entered, invisible draconic providence surged into their dragon jades. But it didn't take long for it to stop. This draconic providence? Sacred Lord 100 Refined was puzzled. There was less draconic providence than expected. It wasn't even as much as an early-stage Sacred Lord. Could the information be wrong? Was this not the inheritance of a late-stage Sacred Lord? However, based on what they had encountered, it definitely surpassed the early-stage Sacred Lord. If it weren't for Zhao Feng's mysterious eye bloodline technique, Sacred Lord 100 Refined's group of 3 wouldn't have been able to make it here. What's that? Ji Deng Tian looked up. At the same time, the 3 people's eyes were attracted by the 3 transparent light balls floating in the air. Dazzling golden lights scattered from them, illuminating the surroundings. Congratulations to everyone for successfully passing the trial. However, there are no inheritors who meet the requirements. Therefore, 3 treasures will be given to you. In the hall, a mysterious voice echoed, as if it was the will of heaven and earth. This is the power of willpower. Ji Dengon was shocked. No, this is the remnant will of a small world. Sacred Lord 100 Refined let out a breath after being shocked. The will of a small world? Zhao Feng was slightly surprised. This was the first time he had heard of such a thing. Once the little world becomes stable and real, the Sacred Lord will imprint his will into the little world and become the manager. Sacred Lord 100 Refined explained. Perhaps it was because he didn't know much. Manager? Speaking of managers, Zhao Feng thought of the little thieving cat in the misty spatial world. At this moment, it was like a manager, and it helped Zhao Feng take care of the green water sky lotuses, spiritual flesh snow jade lotuses, 5 poison distinct bees, etc. From the looks of it, the remnant will of this little world still follows the will of the Sacred Lord and strictly chooses an inheritor. Zhao Feng rubbed his chin. If that was the case, then the lack of draconic providence could be explained. That's right. Sacred Lord Hundred Refined paused for a moment. He didn't expect Zhao Feng to understand so quickly. Zhao Feng was still at the late stages of the Void God realm, and he didn't even have a little world. Everyone paused for a moment. If it was a normal inheritance, they would be able to obtain all the resources as long as they passed the trial. However, the inheritance of a Sacred Lord was different. The remnant will of the little world strictly followed the orders of the Sacred Lord and managed this dimension. This meant that the three of them could only obtain the items within the 3 balls of light in the air. Unless they could destroy the will of a late-stage mystic light realm that was imprinted within the little world. That way, they would be able to obtain all the resources. However, that was obviously impossible. Once they attacked, the remnant will would gather the power of the entire little world. It would be extremely easy to kill them. This meant that there was no other way. Zhao Feng looked closely at the 3 balls of light in the air. There was an ancient book within the first ball of light called the Imperial Sky Chi Absorption Technique. There was a red herb with a ghost face behind it, and there were 10 substandard god crystals. Sacred Lord Hundred Refined started to think. There were only 3 treasures. According to the agreement between him and Zhao Feng, Sacred Lord Hundred Refined could obtain one of the items within the ball of light. They didn't know anything about the red herb with a ghost face or the Imperial Sky Chi Absorption Technique, so they couldn't estimate their value. However, they could estimate their value through the 10 substandard god crystals next to them. The value of these 2 items shouldn't be lower than 10 substandard god crystals. It was just a matter of how useful they were. For example, if the inheritance within an inheritance sacred weapon wasn't something that the owner needed, then the value of the inheritance sacred weapon would be lower. Zhao Feng, give me the Imperial Sky Chi Absorption Technique and you can take the other 2. What do you think? Sacred Lord Hundred Refined had a questioning tone. The first thing Sacred Lord Hundred Refined ignored was the ghost face red grass. Being someone who came from a family that specialized in combat, he was obviously more interested in the Imperial Sky Chi Absorption Technique. He still had a few substandard god crystals. There was still a long time until the Imperial Tombs, and there were still many opportunities to obtain substandard god crystals. Zhao Feng's eyebrows furrowed. Of the 3 items, only the 10 substandard god crystals had some value to him. Zhao Feng's 5-elemental wind lightning technique was already considered one of the best techniques in the world, so the Imperial Sky Chi Absorption Technique wasn't very useful to Zhao Feng. On the other hand, the red herb with a ghost face obviously belonged to the Tao of corpses and ghosts. Overall, Zhao Feng wasn't very satisfied with what he obtained this time. Seeing Zhao Feng frown, Sacred Lord Hundred Refined cursed in his heart. Could it be that Zhao Feng wants the Imperial Sky Chi Absorption Technique? Of the 3 items, the one that had the least value to them was the red herb with a ghost face. Sacred Lord Hundred Refined was just about to talk to Zhao Feng. However, Zhao Feng suddenly agreed. Sure, let's take the treasure. Zhao Feng immediately leapt into the air and reached out toward the 10 substandard god crystals. This ball of water and light? Zhao Feng's expression froze. When his power touched the ball of water and light, it was the same as when Xen Wuheng used softness to counter his strength in the divine illusion dimension. When Zhao Feng's physical power touched the ball of water and light, it was completely disintegrated by a mysterious intent of water. From the looks of it, this treasure wasn't something that could be casually taken. On the other side, Sacred Lord Hundred Refined didn't succeed either. There's no time left. Zhao Feng circulated his Blood Devil Sun bloodline, and a glass-like flame appeared around his body. A scorching and terrifying aura exploded, and he was like a burning sun that released a blinding light. Sacred Lightning Dominating Fist. Zhao Feng waved his fists and sent out flashes of blood-colored lightning that shot toward the ball of water and light like a small ball of fire. The power of Zhao Feng's fist was dispelled by the ball of water and light. However, the Blood Devil Sun bloodline couldn't be dispelled. Whoosh! Whoosh! The entire ball of water and light was ignited by the glass-like flame, and it disappeared in just an instant. Water and fire counter each other. Zhao Feng revealed a faint smile as he put the 10 substandard god crystals into the misty spatial world. Sacred Lord 100 Refined's eyes lit up, and he immediately used a fire elemental technique. The ball of water and light opened, and he obtained the Imperial Sky Chi absorption technique. Leave all the treasures behind. Suddenly, a sinister and domineering voice came from a distance on the ancient path. Another group is coming. Ji Dingtian's expression tightened. However, Ji Dingtian calmed down when he saw Sacred Lord 100 Refined and Zhao Feng. With the three of them, they didn't need to fear normal groups. Boom, boom. A chaotic wave of black demonic flames suddenly appeared and turned into a snarling figure with a black crown on his head. 9 Darkness Palace, Sacred Lord Black Demon. Sacred Lord 100 Refined's expression changed. Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord Black Demon roared in anger as black flames erupted around his body, and he seemed like he was about to attack. At the same time, 3 more people arrived. 3 quasi-sacred lords. Ji Dengtian instantly swallowed a mouthful of spit. He didn't expect it to be the 13th prince's group. Sacred Lord Black Demon and 3 quasi-sacred lords. Ji Dengtian wasn't confident in facing such a terrifying group. That's the 3-life evil ghost flower. Among the 3 of them, an old man wearing a purple and black cloud robe suddenly called out. His eyes lit up as he stared at the precious herbs in the water-rippling light ball in the air. 3-life evil ghost flower. Sacred Lord Black Demon's gaze moved away from Zhao Feng as he looked up, and his heart started to beat fast. Zhao Feng, the 3-life evil ghost flower isn't very useful to you. Give it to me, and I won't bother you with the grievances between you and 9 Darkness Palace. Sacred Lord Black Demon's expression was grim as he looked at the 3 in front of him. It was obvious that the 3-life evil ghost flower was the spoils of war between Zhao Feng and Sacred Lord 100 Refined. If Sacred Lord Black Demon tried to steal it, Sacred Lord 100 Refined would stand on the same side as Zhao Feng. Therefore, Sacred Lord Black Demon pretended that as long as either Zhao Feng or Sacred Lord 100 Refined agreed, it would be fine. That's fine. We'll talk about the grievances between me and 9 Darkness Palace after we return to the continent zone. Zhao Feng gave a faint smile as he moved a few steps to the side and signaled Sacred Lord Black Demon to take the treasure. Sacred Lord Black Demon paused for a moment. Zhao Feng agreed so easily? However, Sacred Lord Black Demon didn't care that much. Right now, the 3-life evil ghost flower was the most important. Sacred Lord Black Demon turned into a ball of black flames and flew into the air. He waved his sleeves, and the terrifying power of the black flames tried to destroy the ball of water and light. However, suddenly, a gray thieving cat appeared from the ball of water and light and grinned at him before taking away the 3-life evil ghost flower. The cat? Sacred Lord Black Demon revealed a surprised expression. Why would a cat suddenly appear from the ball of water and light? Not good. Sacred Lord Black Demon suddenly remembered something. The next instant, the thieving cat's figure disappeared from the ball of water and light. At the same time, a pair of scarlet wings of lightning spread behind Zhao Feng's back, and he turned into a bolt of red and white lightning that flew toward the ancient path. The 3 quasi-sacred lords didn't even have time to react. It was obvious that Zhao Feng and the little thieving cat had planned this from the very beginning. They didn't plan on giving the treasure to Sacred Lord Black Demon. Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord Black Demon roared as he turned into a ball of black flames and charged toward the ancient path. Chapter 943. Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord Black Demon roared as he turned into a ball of black flames and charged into the ancient path. The other members following Sacred Lord Black Demon were dazed for a moment before immediately following. As expected of Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord 100 Refined roared with laughter. He couldn't do anything to Zhao Feng at all, so he felt extremely satisfied seeing that Sacred Lord Black Demon was being toyed with by Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord Black Demon was the strongest initial stage mystic light realm expert of 9 Darkness Palace. Apparently, he already had the ability to break through to the early stages of the mystic light realm. The three-life evil ghost flower originally belonged to Zhao Feng, so it had nothing to do with him. Now that the 13th Prince's group had been lured away by Zhao Feng, he and Ji Dengtian were much more relaxed. Sacred Lord 100 Refined didn't want to become enemies with Sacred Lord Black Demon. 9 Darkness Palace was a peak 3-star power that was once a 4-star demonic Dao power at its peak. Its foundation was even deeper than the 8 big families. 9 Darkness Palace had 2 spots for the Crown Prince trial, Sacred Lord Black Demon and Quasi-Sacred Lord Shipeng. If his guesses were correct, Sacred Lord Black Demon definitely had that item on him. A bolt of scarlet and white lightning flashed across the dim ancient path like a shooting star. Zhao Feng ate some green water sky lotus leaves and fruits on the way. If it was any other force, it wouldn't be a problem for Zhao Feng to give up this useless 3-life evil ghost flower. 9 Darkness Palace definitely wouldn't do that. Furthermore, how could Zhao Feng believe Sacred Lord Black Demon's words? Zhao Feng, as long as you give me the 3-life evil ghost flower, I promise that I won't do anything to you during the Crown Prince trial. Sacred Lord Black Demon's voice sounded from afar. Sacred Lord Black Demon, there's no need to waste words. Zhao Feng snickered coldly as he increased his speed. Zhao Feng wasn't scared of anyone during the Crown Prince trial. If that's the case, then you don't need to leave the Imperial tombs. Sacred Lord Black Demon also gave up on negotiating. Black ink escape. Black flames erupted from Sacred Lord Black Demon's body, and a powerful current of black flames surrounded his legs. A surge of black flames exploded beneath his feet, and Sacred Lord Black Demon felt as if he was gliding through the air, and the resistance against him decreased. Zhao Feng paused for a moment as he watched Sacred Lord Black Demon close the distance between them. Thunder Wings spatial flash. Zhao Feng's wings flickered, and his speed increased once again. He suddenly turned into a scarlet arc of lightning, fusing into the void, and flickered for a short distance. Not good, the spaceflight secret skill is suppressed here. Zhao Feng's face darkened. His spatial secret technique was restricted here, and Sacred Lord Black Demon's speed secret technique wasn't affected much. However, even then, it was impossible for Sacred Lord Black Demon to catch up to him in a short amount of time. In the ancient path, a scarlet arc of lightning and a pitch-black demonic figure rapidly traveled, one in front and one behind. Exit. A spot of light appeared in front of the dim ancient path. Zhao Feng suddenly rushed out from the ancient path and soared into the sky. Zhou Su isn't here. Zhao Feng scanned the area below. Sacred Lord Black Demon probably didn't dare to do anything to Zhou Su. He probably just forced her to use the array within her dragon jade. At the same time, a pitch-black demonic figure slid out from the ancient path. Wind Lightning Eye Flame. Zhao Feng was already prepared. He locked onto Sacred Lord Black Demon the moment he appeared, and a golden light flashed in his left eye. Boom! A half-transparent dark purple eye flame with the aura of God Tribulation lightning whistled through the air and landed on Sacred Lord Black Demon's body. The black crown on Sacred Lord Black Demon's head released a dark light, and a layer of spiritual light covered Sacred Lord Black Demon's body. The power of Sacred Lord Black Demon's soul attack was reduced by 1 level. Adding on the fact that he was a Sacred Lord level soul, he was able to completely block Zhao Feng's soul flame. However, the power of the God Tribulation lightning couldn't be removed. Boom! Sacred Lord Black Demon's soul and the black crown on his head were both injured. Intent of destruction. Sacred Lord Black Demon's expression turned to surprise. The intent of destruction was born to destroy. Even if one's technique was extremely profound, the recovery ability of the indestructible body would be suppressed. Sacred Lightning dominating body. Zhao Feng's body started to become taller as a layer of golden blue lightning radiated from his body. He was like a golden tower of lightning that suppressed everything. The only reason he rushed out was to confirm Zhou Su's situation. With his advantage in the ancient dimension, there was no need for him to be scared of Sacred Lord Black Demon. Sacred Lord Black Demon, if you want to fight, then let's fight. Zhao Feng turned into a scarlet bolt of golden lightning and crushed forward like a metallic mountain of lightning. Demonic flames, sacred power. Sacred Lord Black Demon snickered coldly as he thrust out his palm. A pitch-black beam of light almost pierced through the air and arrived in front of Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng's heart went cold. He felt as if his body and soul had been pierced through along with the surrounding space. This attack was the same as the 9 darkness demonic lords. Sacred lightning protection. Zhao Feng merged his sacred lightning body with the power of wind lightning. 1. A layer of solid, ancient lightning pattern barrier immediately appeared. The surface of the barrier glittered with golden lightning and blocked the pitch-black light. The surface of the simple and unadorned wind lightning astral shield rumbled with thunder, and rays of light intertwined. Zhao Feng's eyes became grim. The battle power that Sacred Lord Black Demon displayed was much stronger than Sacred Lord 100 refined. Furthermore, he specialized in speed and secret techniques, so he wouldn't fight Zhao Feng in close combat. Boom! A glass-like flame suddenly appeared around Zhao Feng's body, and a scorching and terrifying aura exploded like a burning sun. In an instant, it was as if Zhao Feng's entire body was on fire. His body was bright red, and with the addition of his sacred lightning body, he seemed like a flaming demonic sovereign. Bam! The wings behind Zhao Feng's back fluttered as he charged down and punched out. Since Sacred Lord Black Demon didn't want to fight Zhao Feng in close combat, he would give up on defense and approach Sacred Lord Black Demon first. Boom! With the buff of the perfect Blood Devil Sun bloodline, Zhao Feng's speed instantly exploded and approached Sacred Lord Black Demon. As I thought, it's related to the Tai family, but do you really think that 9 Darkness Palace will be scared of the Tai family? Sacred Lord Black Demon couldn't help but snicker. Sacred Lord Black Demon thrust out another palm, and a pitch-black light instantly arrived in front of Zhao Feng. Boom! Zhao Feng's speed didn't decrease as he circulated his sacred lightning body and blocked Sacred Lord Black Demon's attack head-on with the buff of the Blood Devil Sun bloodline. 1. The barrier of lightning was shattered, and a bright layer of golden lightning was reflected back, but it wasn't able to injure Sacred Lord Black Demon. The weakened black flaming sacred power landed on Zhao Feng's body. However, Zhao Feng wasn't scared at all. Lightning wings spatial flash. Zhao Feng's speed suddenly increased dramatically as he turned into a bolt of red lightning and appeared in front of Sacred Lord Black Demon. A scarlet blood-colored fist of lightning punched out. Junior, I was waiting for you to come over. Sacred Lord Black Demon revealed a wicked and overjoyed expression as black demonic flames erupted from his body like lava. The invisible pressure made Zhao Feng feel pressured. Not good. Zhao Feng felt that something was wrong. He didn't expect Sacred Lord Black Demon to have another move. However, he had already punched out, so he couldn't retreat. He could only control the scarlet wings of lightning to change his position and charge to the side. Too late, Zhao Feng. The demonic light around Sacred Lord Black Demon merged into the air and blocked out the sun. Everything within 1,000 miles became a world of darkness, and one could faintly see chaotic and dark things within. Little world? Your strength? Zhao Feng's expression was filled with surprise. With the suppression of the ancient dimension, it should be very hard for the little world of an emperor or the world projection of a sacred lord to merge into the air. Unless they were like Zhao Feng, whose little world contained an ancient aura and was a product of the ancient dimension, they wouldn't be able to merge into the air. Furthermore, the pressure that Sacred Lord Black Demon radiated made Zhao Feng's heart shake, and he felt like he couldn't breathe. That's right. Normal emperors can only use 50% of their strength here, and the limit of a sacred lord is 60%. However, did you really think that 9 Darkness Palace wasn't prepared for this? Sacred Lord Black Demon roared with laughter. Hearing that, Zhao Feng felt that what Sacred Lord Black Demon said was true. If it wasn't for the fact that he had been affected by the ancient aura for a long time, he would only be able to use 40% of his strength at the late stages of the Void God realm. After getting used to it for a while, Zhao Feng could now use 60% of his strength. However, the aura that Sacred Lord Black Demon radiated right now was too terrifying. It definitely wasn't 60% of the limit of a sacred lord. Haha, Nine Darkness Palace has been prepared for this for a long time. After 10,000 years of accumulation, we paid a huge price to create a treasure that can adapt to the laws of space here. Sacred Lord Black Demon felt extremely satisfied when he saw the panic on Zhao Feng's face. I can use almost 80% of my strength now. Apart from those sacred lords who also have this treasure, I'm an unrivaled existence. A black light flashed in Sacred Lord Black Demon's eyes as he waved his hand, and he grasped a few wisps of the laws of the ancient dimension. An invisible force and the power of the little world projection instantly suppressed Zhao Feng to the point where he couldn't move and found it hard to breathe. Zhao Feng. Sacred Lord Black Demon once again used a technique from the Nine Darkness Sacred Scroll and thrust out his palm. A pitch-black light instantly appeared in front of Zhao Feng. It was as if Sacred Lord Black Demon's palm had landed right in front of Zhao Feng, and it was strengthened by the little world projection, making it even more condensed. Spatial movement. A faint ripple of eye bloodline power appeared in front of Zhao Feng. The part of the pitch-black light that reached Zhao Feng's body suddenly disappeared. The two ends of the pitch-black light split into two and brushed past Zhao Feng's body from the left and right. Spatial movement. This usage of space. Sacred Lord Black Demon paused for a moment. His information didn't describe Zhao Feng's ability at all. His expression suddenly changed as if he had sensed something. The pitch-black light that disappeared just happened to pass through his head, and a faint black blood-colored light appeared. Ridiculous! Sacred Lord Black Demon roared in a low tone. Although this move didn't do much damage to him since he had the sacred body of the demonic Tao, he had never been humiliated like this before. However, to be injured by his own ultimate skill, this kind of humiliation was something he had never experienced before. Dark Demon's Sacred Light. Sacred Lord Black Demon instantly waved his palms, and countless pitch-black lights shot out and surrounded Zhao Feng as if they had a life of their own. Sacred Lord Black Demon wasn't an idiot. He immediately knew that Zhao Feng's spatial movement could only target smaller attacks. I'll force you to use the teleportation array with this move. The next time will be the day you die. Sacred Lord Black Demon laughed wickedly as he stood in the world of darkness like a peerless demon god. At this moment in time, the three members of Sacred Lord Black Demon's group rushed out of the palace where the Imperial Sky Inheritance was located. So strong. The medical grandmaster of the Duanmu family was stunned. The only outcome for underestimating Nine Darkness Palace is death. Shi Peng, who was wearing purple and black robes, snickered coldly as he looked at Zhao Feng, who was trapped by Sacred Lord Black Demon. Chapter 944. I'll force you to use the teleportation array with this move. Next time will be the day you die. Sacred Lord Black Demon laughed wickedly as he stood in the world of darkness like a peerless demonic god. Zhao Feng's expression became grim. He indeed didn't expect Sacred Lord Black Demon to have a treasure that could adapt to the ancient dimension. This wasn't the first time the Crown Prince trial had been held. The early stages of the Crown Prince trial were heavily suppressed by the ancient dimension. The peak forces of the continent had probably been researching countermeasures a long time ago. Treasures that could adapt to the ancient dimension had probably only appeared in the last few Crown Prince trials. Furthermore, it wasn't something that just any faction could possess. This meant that the geniuses of the Yu family, Tai family, and other top forces should have these treasures as well. An invisible alarm sounded in Zhao Feng's mind. Even if Zhao Feng used all his hidden cards, it was hard to say who would win against a peak sacred lord of the demonic Tao who could use 80% of his strength. He had used too much true yuan fighting against Sacred Lord 100 refined in the Imperial Sky Inheritance, and Zhao Feng had also used up a lot of his eye intent in the Imperial Sky Inheritance. Furthermore, Nine Darkness Palace's foundation couldn't be underestimated. Sacred Lord Black Demon had definitely prepared many methods, such as the defensive soul treasure above his head and the treasure that could adapt to the ancient dimension. Below, there were still 3 peak quasi-sacred lords in Nine Darkness Demonic Lords group. The current situation was extremely bad for Zhao Feng. Since he was trapped in the projection of Sacred Lord Black Demon's little world, he couldn't use the Misty Spatial World's teleportation ability. Zhao Feng activated the hidden array within his dragon jade without hesitation. On the dragon jade, a mysterious and complicated formation instantly spread out. Zhao Feng's entire body was covered in a layer of draconic light, and his figure flashed before disappearing. The next time you see me will be the day you die. Sacred Lord Black Demon had a cold expression. The three people below the ancient path also felt that it was a pity. There was nothing they could do about this. Everyone's dragon jade had an array like this in it, and it was a life-saving talisman in the Imperial Tombs. In the Imperial Tombs, outside the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Area, 4 figures were hidden in a huge rock. Old Ing, what should we do? The 9th prince asked. The wind of darkness in Black Wind Valley Forbidden Zone has weakened again. Jing Kai released his spiritual sense. At the same time, he also sensed that another 3-man team had entered. Old Ying's murky eye scanned over everyone, and he revealed a helpless expression. Although they had 4 members now, Zhou Su's combat power was low. Jing Kai seemed calm, but under the immense pressure, he had lost confidence in himself. Therefore, the 9th prince couldn't enter with them. Although the princes could rely on draconic providence to increase their strength and fight those of a higher level, they were not as strong as the other princes. However, the pseudo-crown prince seal didn't have a life-saving teleportation array. The pseudo-crown prince seal could only communicate with the Grand Imperial Hall in the outside world. If the prince used the pseudo-crown prince seal to ask for help and admit defeat, then everyone, including the prince, would lose the right to participate in the crown prince trial, and they would be teleported away. Therefore, the princes were usually the targets that many teams worked together to deal with. As long as the prince used his pseudo-crown prince seal to ask for help, everyone would leave. 9th Highness, you cannot enter. Old Ing said with certainty. I know that. The 9th prince understood and felt helpless. The prince was the main character of the crown prince trial, and he had the ability to use draconic providence. He was also the target of the other teams. If there weren't many people, he and Old Ying's team would be the strongest battle power, and they would be unstoppable. However, if there were a lot of people, he would become the main target, and he would only attract hatred. Although the danger level of the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Zone has decreased, the array in Princess Zhou Su's Dragon Jade has already been used, so we can't enter. Old Ing analyzed. If they used the only life-saving array in the Dragon Jade, they would be courting death if they entered the Forbidden Zone. On top of that, Zhou Su was a doctor. That means that only Old Ing and I are left. Jing Kai's expression became grim, and he didn't feel confident at all. Just him and Old Ying's battle power was too low. Putting aside the danger of the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Zone, they wouldn't even be able to fight against the other teams. Therefore, there was no point in entering the Forbidden Zone. Why don't we give up on the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Zone? There's no need to take this risk. Zhou Su suggested. The wind of darkness in the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Zone suddenly became weaker, but it was still very dangerous. The overall strength of the team was still weak, so the 9th prince couldn't reveal himself. Just as everyone was hesitating, a draconic light suddenly flashed in front of the 9th prince, and an invisible golden array started to spread. Everyone's expressions became grim. They knew that someone was about to be teleported over. Zhao Feng. Old Ying's team let out a breath. They already knew that Zhao Feng's team had met 9 Darkness Palace's team through Zhou Su. If it was a member of Shinjizi's team that was teleported over, then the situation wouldn't be very good. Zhao Feng, you're here as well. I was forced by 9 Darkness Palace to use the teleportation array. Zhou Su immediately said as hatred flashed through her eyes. 9 Darkness Palace was the force behind the 13th prince. I only used the teleportation array because I met Sacred Lord Black Demon. Zhao Feng bluntly said. Sacred Lord Black Demon. Old Ing and company's expressions changed. Sacred Lord Black Demon was a mystic light realm genius of 9 Darkness Palace. His true strength was close to an early-stage Sacred Lord, and he was one of the strongest opponents in this trial. If they met him, Zhao Feng and Zhou Su would be forced to use the teleportation array. There was nothing they could do about it. If Old Ying's team met Sacred Lord Black Demon, even if the ninth prince received Draconic Providence, he wouldn't have a chance of winning. There's nothing we can do about it, but why do you want to go to such a dangerous inheritance? Jing Kai expressed that he understood, but at the same time, he felt that Zhao Feng was being too arrogant. If Zhao Feng didn't participate in the Imperial Sky inheritance, he wouldn't have encountered such a thing. A beast tamer and a doctor going to the inheritance of a late-stage Mystic Light Realm's Sacred Lord? Wasn't that just courting death? Let's not talk about that for now. Zhao Feng, what do you think about this forbidden ground? Old Ying stopped Jing Kai and looked at Zhao Feng. Old Ying wasn't able to estimate Zhao Feng's strength, but it shouldn't be weaker than normal quasi-sacred lords. On top of that, Zhao Feng was outstanding in other aspects as well. Old Ying, Jing Kai, and Zhao Feng's overall strength was about the same. Zhao Feng looked into the distance and understood that the danger of the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground had decreased. Since it was a forbidden ground, not many people had explored it before, and the fortune within was self-evident. The three of us will go in while Zhou Su and the ninth prince will stay outside. However, this place isn't hidden enough. Zhao Feng soon gave his opinion. Old Ying's eyes lit up. Zhao Feng had the same thoughts as him. When Zhao Feng and Zhou Su were together, they went to the Imperial Sky inheritance. Now that the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground was right in front of him, he definitely wouldn't retreat. There's an even more hidden place? Old Ying had a puzzled look. He had found this place after careful analysis, and from Old Ying's point of view, it was extremely hidden and safe. The ninth prince and Zhou Su had to hide in a place that was absolutely safe. Zhou Su's battle power was very low, which meant that the ninth prince would have to protect Old Ying and Zhou Su at the same time. Yes, it's right there. Zhao Feng pointed into the distance. Old Ying looked over with his single eye. This is indeed a good place. Old Ying's single murky eye instantly flashed. The place that Zhao Feng pointed out was at the edge of the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground. However, due to the unique geography of the place, it wasn't affected by the wind of darkness at all. Furthermore, this place was very close to the Black Wind Canyon, so normal people wouldn't go near it and wouldn't think that there was someone hiding there. The wind of darkness could block divine senses, and it could be used as a cover for the ninth prince. This was an extremely hidden and safe place. Old Ying's gaze became deeper as he looked at Zhao Feng. He couldn't understand how Zhao Feng was able to find this place in an instant. Okay, then it's decided. Jing Kai and Zhao Feng will follow me into the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground. The ninth prince and Zhou Su will hide there. Old Ying spoke very quickly. Since they had chosen to enter the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground, they obviously had to seize the opportunity as soon as possible. Jing Kai wasn't sure. He wanted to say something, but he stopped after seeing Old Ying's confident expression. From his point of view, having an extra beast tamer wouldn't give the group much of an advantage. Although they would have the help of the beast tamer's pets, they also had to protect the beast tamer's safety. Zhao Feng, give the Draconic Providence in your Dragon Jade to the ninth prince first. Old Ying suddenly said while they were moving. Okay. Zhao Feng didn't care. Draconic Providence wasn't very useful to him. Giving it to the ninth prince would increase his chances of survival. Your Dragon Jade. Jing Kai was instantly surprised. The Dragon Jade in Zhao Feng's hand gave off a bright glow, and draconic carvings flashed. It was obvious that it had a lot of Draconic Providence. When Zhou Su came back, the light from her Dragon Jade surprised Old Ying and company. They didn't expect Zhao Feng's Dragon Jade to glow even brighter. And my luck is good. I managed to break through a few early-stage Mystic Light Realm inheritances. Zhao Feng smiled. He hadn't used any Draconic Providence since entering the Imperial Tombs, so he obviously had more Draconic Providence than Zhou Su. The ninth prince looked at Zhao Feng and immediately took out his pseudo-Crown Prince seal to transfer the Draconic Providence. Jing Kai's face went green. He followed Old Ying and successfully broke through 2 inheritances. He thought that he was the one with the most rewards out of the 3 groups. He didn't expect that Zhao Feng, a beast tamer, and Zhou Su would be able to break through a few inheritances. Their luck was just too good. Okay, let's go. Old Ing led Zhao Feng and Jing Kai and charged out first. After seeing that there was no one else around, the ninth prince and Zhou Su immediately moved to the hiding place that Zhao Feng told them about. Boom, boom, boom. In the entire Black Wind Valley forbidden ground, gusts of dark wind bared their fangs and brandished their claws, wreaking havoc. They felt a limitless dark aura when they entered, and the world seemed to change from day to night. The wind of darkness has a corrosive effect. Circulate your true yuan to protect yourself. Old Ing immediately said. If the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground wasn't weakened, the wind of darkness outside would be able to kill peak-tier kings. The deeper they went, the stronger the wind of darkness became. Even sacred lords wouldn't be able to withstand it. Chapter 945. The Dark Yin Wind has a corrosive effect. Circulate your true yuan to protect yourself. Old Ing immediately said. If this was the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground, the Dark Yin Wind on the outskirts would be able to kill peak-tier kings. The deeper one went, the stronger the Dark Yin Wind became. Even a sacred lord wouldn't be able to withstand it. The entire Black Wind Valley was shrouded in darkness. The raging Dark Yin Wind sounded like the wails of ghosts and the howls of wolves. When the Dark Yin Wind touched Zhao Feng's protective True Yuan, a part of it passed through his True Yuan and passed through his body. This Dark Yin Wind has a baleful air of Yin that can enter the soul. Zhao Feng was faintly surprised. The forbidden ground left behind in this ancient dimension was indeed extraordinary. He didn't know what other dangers there were apart from the Dark Yin Wind. That's right. If one's mind isn't strong enough, the baleful air of Yin will awaken the evil in their hearts and twist their personality. Old Ing added. The Dark Yin Wind has such an ability? Jing Kai's body trembled. He felt that this place was weird. The trio was extremely cautious as they ventured deeper into the Black Wind Canyon. Due to the Dark Yin Wind, visibility was very low. Even Zhao Feng's left eye wasn't an exception, and his vision was severely obstructed. Unless Zhao Feng used the abilities of his golden eye, it would consume too much energy. Dark wind grass. Jing Kai suddenly said. The trio looked closely, and there were indeed a few stalks of dark wind grass in the cracks of the rocks not far away. Although the dark wind grass wasn't very high grade, it was extremely rare. It was a great resource for cultivating wind elemental techniques. Herbs that contained both the wind element and the power of Yin were extremely rare in the continent zone. Zhao Feng walked up and started to pick them. Zhao Feng, this dark wind grass is affected by the Dark Yin Wind and contains the power of Yin as well. Although you cultivate the element of wind, the power of Yin isn't easy to get rid of. Old Ing reminded. Old Ing had seen Zhao Feng's mysterious method of getting rid of the poison in the Saint Herb Pavilion. However, at that time, the Sky Rainbow Fire Beehive had accidentally merged with the poison. On the other hand, the Dark Yin Wind grass in the Black Wind Canyon had been affected by the Dark Yin Wind for a long time and had changed. The power of Yin within it was extremely hard to get rid of. I know. Zhao Feng replied. Seeing that there were more herbs in front of him, he immediately went to pick them. With Zhao Feng's soul will and the power of the destruction tribulation lightning, he wasn't afraid of mere Yin Qi. If the baleful Yin Qi was strong enough, it could even temper the mind. Old Ing, it's fine if he doesn't listen to us. Jing Kai shook his head. He didn't like Zhao Feng's perfunctory attitude toward Old Ing. On the way to the imperial tombs, Old Ing led the ninth prince and Jing Kai to perfectly conquer 2 inheritances and avoid all the dangers. Jing Kai admired Old Ying's strength and experience. The only thing he didn't understand was why Old Ing trusted Zhao Feng so much. Old Ing was originally planning on leaving the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground, but he changed his mind because of Zhao Feng's arrival. From his point of view, the addition of Zhao Feng to the team was insufficient to deal with the crisis in Black Wind Valley. Zhao Feng felt a weird undulation of soul will. His left eye could clearly see a black figure hidden in the black wind ahead. Watch out! Old Ing and Jing Kai also sensed it and immediately charged forward. A cold and sinister roar came from the surrounding dark and sinister winds. A black figure turned into a condensed black wind and leaped toward Zhao Feng. A snarling mouth could be faintly seen within the black wind. Old Ing circulated his true yuan and pointed out with his finger. A dark beam of light shot out from Old Ying's finger and entered the air, directly hitting the ball of black wind. The black wind turned into a black humanoid monster that lay on the ground. Its large mouth and teeth rubbed against each other as if it hadn't eaten in a long time. It was extremely ugly and ferocious. What monster is this? Jing Kai's body started to tremble. He immediately circulated his true yuan, and countless rays of golden light surrounded him. Countless rays of golden light shot out rhythmically and stabbed toward the black monster. Several rays of golden light stabbed into the black monster's body, but they weren't very effective. The black monster seemed to be slightly angry, and it roared at Jing Kai. A strong gust of black wind instantly merged with the surrounding black wind and charged toward Jing Kai. Why isn't there any effect? Jing Kai roared as he waved his left hand, and a giant vine drilled out of the ground to block the black wind. However, the air of Yin that could affect souls passed through the vine and landed on Jing Kai's soul, causing him to feel a cold pain. This is a black wind Yin ghost. It's a unique combination of the Black Wind Canyon's black wind and the soul. Only soul-level attacks are effective. Old Ing immediately warned before pointing out a few more times. The dark beam of light disappeared into the air and instantly landed on the Black Wind Yin ghost's weak point. A tearing roar sounded. The Black Wind Yin ghost's body slowly crumbled into countless wisps of wind elemental air of Yin that merged into the air. Zhao Feng put away the Yin windgrass after seeing that Old Ing had dealt with the Black Wind Yin ghost. He slowly stood up. These Black Wind Yin ghosts were unique. Their overall strength was comparable to normal kings, and they could unleash more power in a special place like the Black Wind Canyon. You're a beast tamer. Don't go too far away from us. Jing Kai went up and yelled at Zhao Feng. From his point of view, Zhao Feng didn't even dare to move because of the Black Wind Yin ghost. If it weren't for him and Old Ing, the consequences would have been unimaginable. These black stones also contain a strong element of Yin wind. Zhao Feng's left eye locked onto a small black stone on the wall in front of him. You! Anger appeared in Jing Kai's eyes as he faced Zhao Feng's disregard. Boom! These monsters are so troublesome. The sound of fighting sounded out not far away. It was obvious that the other groups were also being attacked by the Black Wind Yin ghosts. The experts that entered this place were all top-tier existences amongst those of the same cultivation. None of them were easy to deal with. Use soul attacks. They soon found the weakness of the Black Wind Yin ghosts and instantly took care of them. One of the elders saw a few figures beside him and immediately shouted, "May I know which prince you are a member of?" At this moment, exploring the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Grounds opportunities together is of utmost importance. Are you willing to temporarily join forces with us? Old Ing slowly walked over. That's good. Everyone can look out for each other. The group of 3 at the front were all members of the 6th Prince's team. The leader was a quasi-sacred lord and the regulations elder of the 3-star glass gate. The other 2 members were a young emperor and a quasi-sacred lord. So, it's Old Ing. The elder in purple robes had a smile on his face. Why is there another king? The young emperor in the purple-robed elders group had a surprised expression. From his point of view, Old Ying's group was slightly weak. Since that king was able to enter this place, he should have a soul-protecting treasure. The other quasi-sacred lord also glanced at Zhao Feng but didn't say anything. We just found a cave and were about to enter when we met many Black Wind Yin ghosts. The purple-robed elder had a faint smile. His intentions were obvious. Let's go and see what's going on. Old Ying's expression didn't change. Old Ing knew that the other party wouldn't have invited them if there wasn't any danger. Under the purple-robed elder's lead, the group saw the entrance to a cave after just a few steps. This time, no Black Wind Yin ghosts charged out, so the group carefully entered. The moment they entered the black stone cave, a powerful wave of baleful Yin Qi washed over everyone's souls. The young emperor in the purple-robed elders group instantly started to scream in pain. Jing Kai wasn't much better off, and his expression twisted as he struggled. The souls of the other 3 quasi-sacred lords were stronger, and they might even have soul-protecting treasures, so they weren't affected much. Zhao Feng instantly caught the attention of the purple-robed elder and the other quasi-sacred lord. The purple-robed elder glanced at Zhao Feng. This junior is only at the late stages of the Void God realm, but his expression isn't changing at all in the face of this evil wind. From the looks of it, the soul-protecting treasure in his hands isn't simple. This is the power of a little world? Old Ying's emotionless voice sounded. Could this be the inheritance of a sacred lord? The purple-robed elder moved his attention away from Zhao Feng and started to sense the strength of a sacred lord that was able to set up an inheritance in the Black Wind Canyon wasn't simple, but the difficulty of the test would definitely be higher. Everyone instantly sped up. The inheritances of late-stage Mystic Light Realm sacred lords in the imperial tombs were all in the hands of the groups of the top 5 princes. They were too weak, so it was hard for them to even get a share. Old Ying's group was the same. They hadn't even explored the inheritances of late-stage sacred lords yet. A dark world of ice and snow appeared in front of them after just a few steps. In the center of this world of ice and snow stood a tattered ice castle. There aren't any tests? Old Ying had a grim expression, and his voice was hoarse. This small world inheritance was slightly different from the small world inheritance that he had visited before. Nothing had happened since they had entered the place. This little world is in tatters. The test of the inheritance has probably been destroyed. The purple-robed elder looked around. After seeing nothing happen for a long time, the 6 of them started to cautiously approach the ice castle. Inheritance Sacred Weapon. The young emperor saw an item through the cracks of the ice castle, and his speed increased dramatically as he charged in. The purple-robed elder had a calm expression and didn't stop him. Following this, the crowd watched as the young martial monarch easily stored the black hammer into his storage space. Old Ying and the purple-robed elder's eyebrows furrowed. They felt that something was wrong. Everyone sped up and entered the ice castle. Countless tattered books were on the right side of the ice castle, and weapons were on the left side. At the center of the ice castle was a large blue crystal coffin with a skeleton inside. There was a dark golden ring next to the skeleton. The inheritance of a little world. The purple-robed elder was stunned. He found it hard to believe that they had arrived at the inheritance of a sacred lord so easily and without any obstacles. At the same time, he regretted inviting Old Ying and company. He originally thought that the cave would be filled with danger. I was the one who brought you into this little world, and none of you did anything. We will take 70% of the inheritance, and you will take 30%. The purple-robed elder turned around and smiled faintly at Old Ying. His tone was certain, and he had no intention of negotiating. The 2 groups instantly looked at each other, and the atmosphere became silent. The purple-robed elder and company all had cold smiles on their faces. Old Ying, your group is too weak. Otherwise, we could have split the inheritance 50-50. The purple-robed elder didn't try to hide it anymore. The group he was in had 2 quasi-sacred lords and 1 emperor. No matter how one looked at it, they had completely crushed Old Ying's group. Chapter 946. Old Ying, your group is too weak. Otherwise, we could have split the spoils 50-50. The purple-robed elder didn't try to hide it anymore. The group he was in had 2 quasi-sacred lords and 1 emperor. No matter how he looked at it, they were able to completely crush Old Ying's group. Old Ying. Jing Kai instinctively looked at Old Ying. The situation wasn't looking good. Old Ying had a calm expression and didn't say anything. He admitted that his group was weak, but that was only in comparison to the top 5 princes. Old Ying believed that Zhao Feng should be able to face a quasi-sacred lord without any problems. The only weak point in the group was Jing Kai. If you perform well in the upcoming danger, we can split the spoils fairly. The other quasi-sacred lord in the purple-robed elders group said. How could they leave so easily after obtaining the inheritance of a sacred lord so easily? The sixth prince didn't fight for the throne, so they didn't care about draconic providence. Their only mission in the imperial tombs was to find the inheritance. Therefore, it was necessary to team up with Old Ying's group. Zhao Feng carefully inspected the trio in front of him. Their souls weren't weak, and they had defensive soul-type treasures. However, after being affected by the Black Wind Canyon for a long time, the desire in their hearts had been ignited. This was something that they didn't even realize. As time passed, their personalities would change to a certain extent. From the looks of it, this forbidden ground wasn't as simple as it seemed. Otherwise, how could they affect the minds of quasi-sacred lords without anyone knowing? Zhao Feng glanced at Jing Kai. Although Jing Kai seemed to be scared and didn't know what to do, he could see the anger and unwillingness in his heart, as well as his desire for the inheritance. It's too troublesome to split the spoils like this. Why don't we use our own methods? Whoever gets it first gets it. Zhao Feng took a step forward and gave a faint smile. What did you say? The purple-robed elder paused for a moment and looked at Zhao Feng with surprise. This was actually what he was thinking, but he didn't say it in order to maintain the temporary alliance between the two groups. If they really split the spoils like this, Old Ying's group probably wouldn't even get 30%. Hee, that's fine. The young martial monarch glanced at Zhao Feng and let out a cold laugh. He could not wait to make his move. Zhao Feng? Old Ying was stunned. He couldn't understand what Zhao Feng was trying to say. He didn't want the two groups to be on bad terms right now. Even though these resources were valuable and tempting to Old Ying, it wasn't like he didn't have any more chances. What he cared more about was the draconic providence. The three of them had already fought for half of the draconic providence in this inheritance. This was why Old Ying was planning to compromise. What did you say, Zhao Feng? Jing Kai was instantly enraged. He looked at Zhao Feng with a cold glint in his eyes. If they were to fight for it with their own strength, it would be better to split it 30-70. Old Ying, this is the suggestion of your team member. The purple-robed old man smiled evilly. Both sides fell into a brief silence. The six figures moved at the same time. Their target was obvious. It was the storage ring in the blue crystal ice coffin. Although there were many other items in the ice castle, the items in the storage ring were clearly more precious. Purple light destroying the sky. The purple-robed elder blocked in front of Old Ying and thrust out his palm. A dazzling purple palm phantom transformed into a sky full of purple shadows and directly attacked. It was obvious that the purple-robed elder's group had come to an agreement. The purple-robed elder would stall Old Ying. On the other side, the young emperor charged at Jing Kai. A long golden axe appeared in his hand, and when he swung it, a red light flashed and was extremely fierce. Jing Kai didn't show any weakness when facing an emperor. Countless rays of golden light surrounded his body and clashed with the young emperor. He was extremely courageous. Old Ying, if your team member likes this method, then I'm sorry. The purple-robed elder thrust out a bright purple palm of destruction. Lei Tong, don't injure the ninth prince's beast tamer. Just take the interspatial ring. The purple-robed elder acted like he had a good heart, but the wicked smile on his face was extremely wicked. Don't worry. The other quasi-sacred lord in the purple-robed elder's group had a smile on his face. It would be extremely easy for him to deal with the king. He knew that Zhao Feng had the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly a long time ago, so he was prepared. Even if the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly's pollen hit him, he was confident that he could suppress Zhao Feng. Lightning binding. Lei Tong waved his hands, and a chain of lightning shot toward Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng took a few steps back and waved his left hand. A large white figure instantly blocked in front of Zhao Feng, and a savage beast aura leaped toward Lei Tong. This was a rare beast that Zhao Feng had met when he first entered the imperial tombs. He had spent a lot of effort to tame it. This is? A rare beast from the ancient dimension? Lei Tong's expression paused as he looked at the white bear with crystalline fur in front of him. The strength of rare beasts surpassed their own cultivation. Adding on the fact that this bear came from the ancient dimension and wasn't restricted by the laws of space, its battle power was shocking. How is this possible? That brat can tame an emperor-level rare beast from the ancient dimension? The purple-robed elder's expression became grim. He originally thought that Zhao Feng only became a beast tamer because of the cloud silkworm Saint Butterfly that Duke Nanfeng gave him. Zhao Feng's beast taming skills were average. Furthermore, how could a king-level beast tamer tame an emperor-level rare beast from the ancient dimension? Even some emperor-level grandmaster beast tamers would find it hard to tame it if they worked together with a small group. Emperor-level ice crystal giant bear. Old Ing couldn't help but praise. In reality, he was also suspicious of Zhao Feng's beast taming skills. However, Zhao Feng was able to surprise him every time. Not only did Zhao Feng conquer several inheritances, but he also managed to tame such a powerful rare beast. This meant that it was worth it to waste the only life-saving array in the Dragon Jade. Furthermore, Zhao Feng also had the Misty Spatial World, a support-type substandard god item. The ice crystal giant bear roared, and its white claws slammed toward Lei Tong like lightning. The cold wind caused the air to freeze. On the other hand, Lei Tong's chains of lightning were blocked by the ice crystal giant bear's body and were completely ineffective. Lei Tong dodged to the side and dodged the ice crystal giant bear's attack. Spear of lightning. Lei Tong wouldn't show mercy against an emperor-level ice crystal giant bear. Lightning flashed around Lei Tong's body as a large amount of lightning gathered above his head. A silver spear of lightning that was as thick as an arm slowly formed. Lei Tong grabbed the spear of lightning, and his aura rose dramatically. Lightning surrounded his body as he clashed with the ice crystal giant bear. What a strong force! Lei Tong's hands went numb, and he retreated several steps. His lightning elemental attacks weren't very effective against the ice crystal giant bear's thick skin. At this moment, Zhao Feng walked toward the blue crystal coffin. Brat, don't even think about it. Lei Tong was infuriated as he threw the lightning spear in his hand toward the blue crystalline ice coffin. Lei Tong's speed increased, and he pounced at Zhao Feng. The ice crystal giant bear had a certain counter to him. Since that was the case, Lei Tong changed his strategy. He used his advantage in speed to suppress Zhao Feng and take the interspatial ring. The ice crystal giant bear's weakness was speed. The spear of lightning stabbed into the ice coffin, and the spear was less than an inch away from the interspatial ring. Boom! The blue crystal coffin was already damaged to a certain extent, and it exploded under the lightning attack. Brat, I'll take care of you first. Lei Tong's face flashed with ferocity, and he pounced at the retreating Zhao Feng. Wait, I've already obtained the interspatial ring. Isn't it time to stop? Zhao Feng smiled calmly and took out the dark gold ring in his hand. What? How is this possible? Lei Tong's expression was filled with shock. His spear of lightning had hit the side of the interspatial ring, and the blue crystal coffin had exploded. From start to finish, Zhao Feng didn't even get close to the interspatial ring. Meow. At this moment, a silver light flashed on Zhao Feng's shoulder, and the little thieving cat appeared. It raised its head and puffed out its chest, as if it was saying that it did it. A spiritual pet that can travel through space. Lei Tong's eyes paused, and he clenched his fists as he stared at Zhao Feng unwillingly. At this moment, the purple-robed elder and the other emperor also saw the result of the fight between Lei Tong and Zhao Feng. Their expressions changed, and they couldn't accept this. It's time to stop. There should be other inheritances here. Old Ing said after seeing the struggle on the faces of the purple-robed elder and company. Okay, Old Ing, it's your win this time. The purple-robed elder's gaze was grim as he looked at Zhao Feng. Lei Tong and the other young martial emperor immediately stopped and started searching the ice castle for resources. This Zhao Feng is slightly troublesome. His spiritual pet is very unique. Lei Tong messaged the other two and explained. Lei Tong was angry and embarrassed after being defeated by a king. There's no rush. Right now, we still need the help of Old Ying's group. When the time is right, we'll take it all back. The purple-robed elder's words were full of meaning. That's right, we'll leave it with them for now. The young emperor became excited. Jing Kai had a joyful expression as he ran over impatiently. He didn't expect Zhao Feng's spiritual pet to be so strong that it managed to take the interspatial ring without anyone knowing. Quick, Let's see what's inside the interspatial ring. Zhao Feng looked into the interspatial ring with his divine sense and was puzzled. It's only the resources of an early-stage mystic light realm. An early-stage mystic light realm isn't bad, and this is still the edge of the Black Wind Canyon. Jing Kai was looking forward to the next part of the exploration. Old Ying's group then split the items in the interspatial ring. Zhao Feng took 40%. Olding, let's go. The exploration of the Black Wind Canyon has only just begun. The purple-robed elder had a calm expression, as if he had forgotten about the unhappiness from before. The two groups saw another group enter the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground the instant they walked out of the inheritance. That's the second prince's group. The purple-robed elder's eyebrows furrowed. The second prince wasn't very ambitious, but he had a lot of connections behind him, which was why he was ranked 5th in terms of overall strength. There was a total of 4 people in this group, 3 quasi-sacred lords and 1 emperor. However, the strength of each member might be slightly stronger than the 2 of them. Even if their 2 groups teamed up, they might not have the upper hand against the second prince's group. We should hurry up. The Black Wind in the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground has suddenly weakened. It might return to normal at any moment. Lei Tong's eyes were filled with urgency. Everyone unconsciously sped up. More and more groups would enter the Black Wind Canyon, so they couldn't waste this opportunity. Chapter 947. Within the Great Ghan Imperial Palace, the ancient stone disc covered in weird runes floated in the air and gave off a weird undulation of energy that connected the 10 white screens. The princes were at the center of the screens. The experts in the clouds around the hall could only see the images of the princes within a certain distance, and the clarity was limited. At this moment, almost everyone's focus was on the 9th prince's screen. The second prince has also come to the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground. Unfortunately, the second prince didn't enter either. Why would a prince take such a risk? If he's in danger and can only ask for help through the pseudo-crown prince seal, that's the same as ending the crown prince trial. Above the clouds, the experts of the major forces were discussing among themselves. Since ancient times, there had been very little information about forbidden grounds in the crown prince trials. Therefore, it attracted a lot of attention. Just think about what the forbidden grounds in the ancient dimension were like. Would there still be precious treasures from the ancient era? The Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground is one of the most dangerous forbidden grounds in the imperial tombs. Luckily, Chinner is very far away from here. The powerful male knew the 13th prince's personality very well. If the 13th prince found out that this forbidden ground wasn't a forbidden ground anymore, he would definitely go in and explore it. The atmosphere was the tensest in the halls of the 9th prince and the 2nd prince. Will Zhao Feng be fine entering the forbidden grounds with his cultivation? An elder from a 2-star power was puzzled. Although he didn't think that Zhao Feng would be fine, Zhao Feng had already used the array in his dragon jade. If he died inside, the 9th prince would lose a member. There shouldn't be much of a problem with Old Ying leading the team. Although Duke Nanfeng said this, he wasn't very calm. He had participated in the Crown Prince trial in the past, so he knew how terrifying the forbidden grounds were. Apparently, the Black Wind in the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground had started to weaken. Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground. Another land of inheritance. Lei Tong was surprised. There was an ancient stone door on a cliff in front of them. There was a layer of water on the door that gave off a 5-colored light. Logically speaking, the inheritances left behind by sacred lords were hidden in heaven and earth, waiting for a fated person to open them. And outside the Black Wind Valley forbidden ground, there were many inheritance entrances that were so obvious. This was because those inheritance grounds had long been discovered and excavated. However, they had not been breached, so the entrances were exposed. Logically speaking, almost no one had explored the Black Wind Canyon forbidden ground. Only those sacred lords that were about to die would risk danger and enter the Black Wind Canyon to set down their inheritances. Thus, under normal circumstances, the entrances to the inheritances should be extremely well hidden, waiting for the crowd to discover them, and not directly exposed to the public. However, at this time, no one cared so much. Something like a meat pie falling from the sky was not impossible. Opportunities are indeed everywhere. Jing Kai could not conceal his excitement and immediately leaped up. The members of the purple-robed old man's team exchanged a few glances before rushing into the stone gate ahead of Jing Kai. Old Ing and Zhao Feng didn't fall behind and entered as well. In the blink of an eye, everything around them changed. They arrived on a desolate island. Black tornadoes surrounded the island, and the water was filled with whirlpools. The entire island was like a land of death. This is definitely the inheritance of a late-stage mystic light realm. The purple-robed elder felt excited as he sensed his surroundings. The little world of this inheritance was also heavily damaged. There were countless cracks on the little world, and the black wind was pouring in. However, even though it was heavily damaged, the inheritance was still active. From this, one could see how extraordinary it was. But why is there a black wind-een ghost in this inheritance? The young emperor looked toward the front of the island. There were countless human-shaped corpses on the island. They were slightly larger, but there was no living person. Only countless black wind-een ghosts roamed around the island, looking eerie and eerie. At the center of the desolate isles was a wooden building that shone brightly, making the ordinary wooden building look resplendent. It's very likely that a sacred lord set up an inheritance here, but after a long time, the little world's energy ran dry, and it was eroded by the black wind in the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground. The humans in this little world were affected by the black wind for a long time, and they eventually died. Their souls turned into black wind-een ghosts. The purple-robed elder was slightly excited. This meant that the test of this inheritance was to kill these black wind-een ghosts. Furthermore, from the looks of it, this little world should be the inheritance of a late-stage mystic light realm. Olding, how many people in your group specialize in soul attacks? The purple-robed elder asked with a faint smile. The situation right now was the result of the group teaming up. Just me. Old Ing replied without hesitation. That won't do. Lei Tong and I are two quasi-sacred lords in our group that can use soul attacks. This means that your soul intent isn't weak. The purple-robed elder shook his head and glanced at Zhao Feng before continuing to speak. Although Zhao Feng is only a late-stage king, his soul intent definitely isn't weak since he was able to tame a rare beast like the ice crystal bear. He should have some soul-related secret techniques as well. The purple-robed elder inspected Zhao Feng with a faint smile after saying that. On the other hand, Zhao Feng was looking at the wooden building in the distance as if he didn't hear anything. The purple-robed elder felt slightly awkward. He couldn't see through this junior at all. He only specializes in illusions and doesn't know any offensive secret techniques. Old Ing answered for Zhao Feng. He could feel that the purple-robed elder's group had hidden ill intent toward them. Therefore, it was best not to reveal the true strength of Zhao Feng, who was easily ignored in the eyes of others. How about this? Why don't we ask Zhao Feng to take out some spiritual pets as a cover? That way, we can split the resources 50-50 or rely on our own abilities. What do you think? The purple-robed elder was slightly unwilling. Although Zhao Feng was only a late-stage king, the purple-robed elder could feel that this youth wasn't simple. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to obtain so much in the divine illusion dimension. On the way here, Zhao Feng had encountered many inexplicable phenomena. Thus, the purple-robed elder racked his brains in an attempt to find out more about Zhao Feng. That's a good idea. I don't want to get something for nothing. Zhao Feng's consciousness entered the misty spatial world and chose more than a dozen late-stage kings from the group of black-striped venomous scorpions. The poison from the tail of the black-striped venomous scorpions could corrode the soul. To a certain degree, it could be considered a soul attack. But, Olding, the beast tamer in your group is indeed not simple. These black-striped venomous scorpions are also beasts from the imperial tombs, right? The purple-robed elder's eyes became sharp as he looked at the black-striped venomous scorpions on the ground. He felt smug. Zhao Feng had revealed another hidden card. Zhao Feng glanced at the purple-robed elder but didn't say anything. Let's begin. Lei Tong couldn't wait to vent after losing the last inheritance to Zhao Feng. Old Ing, let's go. The purple-robed elder charged out and released a surge of soul power. The purple-robed elder casually thrust out his palm, and purple light flashed in the sky. It contained both physical and soul damage. After all, he was a quasi-sacred lord who had tried to break through to the mystic light realm before. He had a lot of experience in merging the soul and true yuan. At the same time, a large number of black wind-in ghosts were attracted over, and they turned into condensed black whirlwinds that swept toward the group like a storm of darkness. Whoosh! Whoosh! Old Ying's figure moved as he casually waved his hand, and several dark beams of light merged into the air and struck the vitals of the black wind-in ghosts. Old Ying's attack was obviously a profound soul secret technique that contained the laws of space. A dark pearl of lightning appeared in Lei Tong's hand. He only needed to pour his soul power into it and use it to shoot out lightning elemental soul attacks. This was obviously a special support item that he had prepared for the Crown Prince trial. In front of the trio, Zhao Feng's black striped venomous scorpions attracted the firepower of the black wind-in ghosts. Under the combined attacks of the three quasi-sacred lords, the number of black wind-in ghosts on the island started to decrease. All the black wind-in ghosts were killed 2 hours later. The 6 of them instantly charged toward the wooden building that was glowing with treasures. Of course, the loot belonged to whoever got it first. Old Ying, Jing Kai, and the purple-robed elder charged in through the front door, while Zhao Feng, Lei Tong, and the young emperor flew toward the window on the second floor. A peak-tier Earth-grade weapon. The young emperor paused for a moment. The mirror, painting, and incense burner within the wooden building all radiated an aura of a peak-tier Earth-grade weapon. Heaven-grade weapon. Lei Tong's gaze landed on a row of golden brushes on the table as he leaped over. It was obvious that this was a set of peak-tier Earth-grade weapons, and their combined power had reached the level of a heaven-grade weapon. Techniques and battle techniques. The young emperor charged toward the counter next to the wooden bed. There was an ancient book on it. Zhao Feng flew toward the head of the bed and found several bottles of medicine and dozens of substandard god crystals under the pillow. Brat, do you want to take all these substandard god crystals for yourself? Lei Tong leaped toward Zhao Feng after putting away the heaven-grade weapon as lightning flashed on his palm. Zhao Feng's expression didn't change as he put the bottles of medicine and substandard god crystals into the misty spatial world. A faint smile appeared on Lei Tong's face as his palm continued forward. Umph! Zhao Feng snickered coldly as he circulated the fire of wind lightning and punched out. Boom! Lightning and fire exploded as the fist and palm clashed. Zhao Feng didn't move at all, but Lei Tong was sent flying and smashed into the wooden floor. His right palm was scorched black, and he felt a numbing pain as his blood churned. How is this possible? Lei Tong was stunned. Although he had only used 60% of his power in that palm, how could he be the one at a disadvantage? His opponent was just a void god realm king. How could Zhao Feng's strength be so terrifying? The elements of lightning and fire contained within his attack were enough to make one's heart shake. Lei Tongyu. The young martial monarch put the book away and saw Lei Tong flying out to interrogate Lin Yun. Suddenly, boom, boom, the entire little world started to shake, and cracks started to spread in the air above. The ocean below started to churn, and the entire island seemed like it was about to be drowned. Not good. This little world is about to collapse. The purple-robed elder's voice sounded. Jing Kai, Zhao Feng, let's go. Zhao Feng's expression changed slightly as he put away a few items before flying into the sky. 6 figures flew out of the crack in the void and returned to Black Wind Valley. When they came out, everyone was dazed as their gazes gathered on the same spot. In the depths of the Black Wind Canyon, there was a 9-colored treasure that pierced through the black wind and lit up the sky. It was as if there was a peerless treasure in the depths of the Black Wind Canyon that had surpassed the mystic light realm. Even the Black Wind Canyon wasn't able to cover its light. What treasure is there? Jing Kai swallowed his saliva as he stared at the 9-colored treasure and was unable to move his eyes away. In another pile of rubble in Black Wind Valley, a 4-man team leaped out from a secret tunnel. Could a substandard god weapon have appeared? The leader of the second prince's group, the goateed elder, looked into the distance with joy. Chapter 948. 10,000 miles away from the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground. Jiang Hao, it's all thanks to you that we were able to break through this early-stage mystic light realm inheritance so easily. As expected of a peerless genius of the Jiang family. Jiang Hao, I heard that you have a high chance of breaking through to the mystic light realm. Why are you still suppressing your cultivation? As the four of them chatted, they leaped out of an inheritance. The leader was a white-haired middle-aged man. He was handsome and elegant, and his eyes were bright. I must succeed in breaking through to the mystic light realm on my first try. Jiang Hao's tone was firm. Once one failed to break through to the mystic light realm, the chances of succeeding would become lower and lower. Every time one tried to break through, they would expend some of the origin of their soul. This lost origin couldn't be recovered. Therefore, there was a huge difference in potential between those who broke through to the mystic light realm for the first time and those who broke through multiple times. Jiang Hao's ambition made those who had failed to break through to the mystic light realm feel ashamed and envious. That's... a member exclaimed. Everyone raised their heads. In the distant horizon, a 9-colored pillar of light enshrouded with the aura of treasures shot into the 9 heavens, and it was gorgeous as it dyed the sky red. It was like a peerless mountain of treasures had suddenly been revealed, and its golden brilliance was breathtaking. Everyone's conversations instantly stopped as they looked into the distance. This is the treasure light of a divine weapon. An elder's eyes flashed and his voice trembled, but he was extremely certain. I've never seen such a shocking treasure light in my life. The eyes of an elder with white hair twinkled. Let's go. Jiang Hao paused for a moment, and his heart started to beat fast. How could he miss out on such a peerless treasure? The 3 members were overjoyed when they heard Jiang Hao's words. The 4 of them charged toward the treasure light. Within a swamp in the depths of the imperial tombs, 4 figures shuttled through the dense forest. The leader was shrouded in a gloomy black robe. The 3 behind him carefully followed. The entire group was deathly silent. Suddenly, the black-robed figure suddenly stopped and looked into the distance. The other 3 members' faces went pale white as they stopped and looked in the direction the black-robed figure was looking at. However, they didn't find anything. The 3 looked at each other in confusion. They didn't know what the black-robed figure was looking at. Go. The black-robed man immediately changed his direction. Senior Black Robe, are we not going to the Feng Li inheritance? One of the members could not help but ask. The black-robed man suddenly looked into the distance where there was nothing, and then he changed his target. He didn't explain anything, and everyone felt a bit dissatisfied and hesitated. They could only admit that they were unlucky to be in the same team as the black-robed man. The black-robed man's strange and evil personality sometimes frightened even them. Fortunately, the black-robed man's strength was truly terrifying. Along the way, he did not fall into any danger. Cut the crap. The black-robed man didn't turn his head. His hoarse voice was accompanied by a decaying soul aura. The souls of the 3 behind him trembled in fear. They immediately shut their mouths and followed. The Black Wind Valley Forbidden Ground was filled with 9 colors. Old Ing and the purple-robed elders group were in the center of this 9-colored light, and they felt extremely small as they sensed the rainbow aura in heaven and earth. It was just like a beggar who had suddenly seen a fortune that could rival a nation. Instead of rushing over, he was shocked and overjoyed for a while, not knowing what to do. Even if it's an ancient god weapon, it shouldn't have such a phenomenon. Zhao Feng was stunned. The tattered ancient god sword that he had found in the ancient god's secret palace wasn't even 1% as bright as this one. What kind of ancient divine weapon was hidden in the depths of the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Ground? Even Zhao Feng, who was usually calm, felt a burning desire for this treasure. Let's go. We can't lose the initiative. With such a phenomenon, all the other groups nearby will gather over. The purple-robed elder's eyes sparkled as he sped toward the depths of the Black Wind Valley. He was unable to remain calm in front of a shocking treasure. Let's go as well. Lei Tong and the young emperor couldn't think straight anymore, and they immediately ran over. Sigh, how can we control such a divine weapon? Old Ing sighed and felt conflicted. Such an ancient treasure definitely wasn't something they could control. If this treasure appeared in the continent zone, it would cause the Lord dynasties to crumble, and the two Lord dynasties might even go to war. However, even if he couldn't obtain it, Old Ying's gaze couldn't move away. He had to see it with his own eyes or else he wouldn't be able to relax. Old Ying, let's go as well. This treasure appearing here is our fortune. We can't miss it. Jing Kai had an excited expression as he tried to persuade Old Ying. Such a treasure could completely change anyone's fate. Seeing that the purple-robed elders group had already gone over, Jing Kai couldn't wait any longer. If Old Ying didn't agree, he obviously couldn't leave the group. He was an unrivaled emperor in the outside world, but in this place, he was just a normal member. Quasi-sacred lords could be seen everywhere. Furthermore, this was the Black Wind Valley Forbidden Ground. Such a treasure would definitely be accompanied by danger, and they needed an experienced leader like Old Ying. Okay, let's go and take a look. Old Ying made up his mind. The trio headed toward the depths of the Black Wind Valley. The Black Wind Valley was one of the most dangerous forbidden grounds in the imperial tombs. Even some powerful sacred lords wouldn't go too deep into the Black Wind Valley to set up their inheritances. If it wasn't for the fact that the Black Wind had weakened and the treasure had appeared, Old Ying's group wouldn't have gone too deep. How much stronger has the Black Wind become? Zhao Feng's mind was sharp, and his eyes caught the abnormality in the air. Although the aura of treasure made it hard to tell what was going on, it didn't affect Zhao Feng's left eye much. Zhao Feng glanced at Old Ying and Jing Kai, but they didn't notice anything. It was obvious that the nine-colored aura of treasure had attracted everyone's attention and made them ignore everything else. Something's not right. Zhao Feng's expression changed slightly as the power of God Tribulation lightning started to flash within his dark purple soul. Boom, boom, boom. Some faint gray aura was destroyed by the power of God Tribulation lightning and was forced out of his body before merging into the Black Wind. Unknowingly, even I was slightly affected. Zhao Feng was slightly surprised. One had to know that Zhao Feng's soul intent had reached the level of a sacred lord, and the sturdiness of his soul far surpassed that of a sacred lord. After forcing the air of Yin out of his body, Zhao Feng's eyes regained some clarity. Let me take a look. Zhao Feng secretly circulated his left eye, and a faint golden ripple spread across his golden eye. Zhao Feng's control over the abilities of his left eye had become even more precise. In the past, when he used it, his entire vision would turn into a world of particles, and it would consume too much energy and take in too much information. However, at this moment, everything that Zhao Feng was looking at would turn into a faint golden world. Zhao Feng's eyes focused on where the light of treasure was shooting into the sky. He looked down through the black wind and the rocks. The treasure should be down there. Zhao Feng's expression froze for a moment as if he had discovered something, but it soon returned to normal. What's wrong, Zhao Feng? Old Ying felt that something was wrong with Zhao Feng. Hurry up, Zhao Feng. This is a great fortune. Jing Kai urged anxiously. Nothing. I just suddenly realized that the black wind has become stronger. Zhao Feng's expression was grim. That's indeed the case. Looks like we need to speed up. Old Ying's expression became grim after sensing it. If the black wind returned to its original state, they would need to retreat. Even sacred lords wouldn't dare to enter the depths of the black wind. Sai, your cultivation is too low. Jing Kai looked at Zhao Feng with dissatisfaction. From his point of view, Zhao Feng's cultivation was too low and couldn't handle the black wind. The trio sped up and flew toward the center of the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground. The deeper they went, the stronger the dark and chilly wind became. Even Jing Kai felt an eerie chill. The purple-robed elder and company soon appeared in front of them. Old Ying, our groups haven't been disbanded yet, right? The elder in silk revealed a faint smile as he looked over. He hoped that Old Ying and company would come. At that time, even if they couldn't obtain the treasure, they would be able to take back the inheritance in their hands. Of course. Old Ying sped up. Under the purple-robed elder's lead, the group soon arrived at the center of the Black Wind Canyon and got closer to the treasure aura. This was a messy pile of rocks. Each rock was the size of a house, and they were made of dark gray material. The astonishing nine-colored aura of treasure was being emitted from the center of the rubble in the distance. Even though they were very far away, the power of the treasure aura made them feel pressured, and they didn't dare to get close. The pillar of treasure aura suddenly started to weaken, and the nine-colored light started to dim before returning to the ground. The entire Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground became a dark world of black wind once more. The power of the treasure aura has disappeared, Lei Tong exclaimed. The six of them flew into the air at the same time and charged toward the top of the pile of rocks. They soon arrived at the approximate range of the treasure aura, but there were still countless rocks below them. Their spiritual senses were affected by the black wind, so they couldn't go any deeper. Purple light destroying the sky. The purple-robed elder thrust out his palm. A dazzling, crystal-clear purple palm shadow turned into a sky full of purple shadows, directly blasting the rubble below. Bam! No one knew what these dark gray rocks were made of, but the purple-robed elder's attack only managed to leave a few cracks on them. Looks like it's impossible to enter from here. The purple-robed elder was slightly unwilling. The area below them was covered by rocks, so it was impossible to enter from here. We can only find another entrance. Jing Kai sighed. I saw a cave just now. Zhao Feng's voice suddenly sounded. It was like thunder, and everyone immediately looked over with joy. Where is it? The purple-robed elder immediately asked. There's a small cave not far away from where we just came from. It seems to lead underground. Zhao Feng answered honestly. The purple-robed elder's group flew away as soon as he finished speaking. It didn't take long for the group to arrive at the place Zhao Feng had mentioned. There really is an entrance, Lei Tong exclaimed. He was overjoyed. In front of them, there was a cave that could only fit one person at a time. It was exposed and one could faintly see stone steps below. Chapter 949. Within the Great Ghan Imperial Palace. At this moment in time, chatter sounded in the hall and in the clouds. Everyone's gazes were gathered on the screens of the ninth and second princes. The second prince was closer to the Black Wind Canyon. What kind of treasure is there in the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground? We've probably only seen a small portion of such a light. Unfortunately, most of the groups are scattered around the imperial tombs, and many of them have reached the center. Otherwise, it's not impossible for us to obtain the treasure if we work together. At this moment, everyone was more concerned about the treasure than the battle for Crown Prince. If they could obtain such a treasure, it didn't matter if they lost the battle for Crown Prince. In the hall below, the 8 big families, the sects, and the elders of Sky's suspension palace all looked at the screens in the sky in shock. Many people had regretful expressions that their own forces didn't appear in the Black Wind Canyon. Why is there such a shocking light of treasure in the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground? Sai Chen is too far away from the Black Wind Canyon. The 13th prince's uncle was filled with shock, and he immediately patted his forehead in frustration. The ones that were the most excited were the 9th prince, the 5th prince, and the 2nd prince. According to the information on the screens, only these 3 groups had entered the Black Wind Canyon. Zhao Feng truly is a person of great fortune. Duke Nanfeng sighed in his heart. Several figures in the hall at the back of the imperial palace messaged each other. That's weird. Why would there be a peerless treasure in the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground? A fatty with a fat face and big ears messaged. There's too little information about the Black Wind Canyon Forbidden Ground. They all have dragon jades, so it shouldn't be a big problem. Elder Gu Mu replied. On top of that, none of the princes had entered. It'll be the fortune of the Great Ghan Lord dynasty if a member really does manage to bring out the treasure. A figure behind him said. At the center of the Forbidden Ground, everyone had entered the cave and slowly walked down the stone stairs. This underground passageway is very likely to lead to the location of the treasure. The purple-robed elder's eyes twinkled. The dark wind within the tunnel was thicker than the outside world, and it was almost pitch black inside. Furthermore, the stone walls here were made of a special material that was tough and thick. Everyone's spiritual sense was restricted. In the darkness, a ghastly howl suddenly sounded. A huge black shadow turned into a pitch-black whirlwind and pounced towards them. Not good, it's an Emperor-level black wind ghost. Everyone's face darkened. Sure enough, a place of opportunity would definitely be accompanied by danger. They had been exploring the outside world for a long time, but all they had encountered were king-level black wind ghosts. As soon as he entered the underground tunnel, he encountered the Emperor-rank black wind ghost. It could be seen that they did not go the wrong way. Go! As the purple-robed old man attacked, a shocking soul force surged out. The purple-robed elder casually waved his palm, and a sky full of flashing purple light flew out. It contained both physical and spiritual damage as it flew toward the black wind ghost. Lei Tong immediately took out a deep lightning bead and poured his soul strength into it. A bolt of soul lightning shot out and exploded on the black wind ghost's head. Lightning-attributed soul attacks were extremely effective against evil spirits and vengeful spirits. Old Ing stood behind them and shot out several dark beams of light at the black wind ghost's vitals. Although the Emperor-level black wind ghost had its own intelligence, it was extremely low. Under the combined attacks of the three quasi-sacred lords, it disappeared in the tunnel. Continue. After confirming that they had come to the right place, everyone became excited and sped up. The deeper they went, the bigger the tunnel became. Now, many people could walk in a row. At the same time, the thick black wind almost blocked their vision. The two emperors in the group were starting to find it hard to block it. The material of these walls is even tougher than the giant stones on top of the pile. The purple-robed elder touched the walls and sighed in his heart. Even with his full-strength attacks, he could only leave a few cracks on the giant stones. At this moment, the toughness of the walls far surpassed the materials used to craft Earth-grade weapons. A fork? Everyone instantly stopped. The purple-robed elder and old Ing were troubled as well. Two tunnels suddenly appeared in front of them. Their senses were restricted, and they couldn't differentiate between them. It's best if we don't split up, Old Ing said cautiously. They were in the center of the forbidden land of the royal tombs and had arrived at an unknown underground tunnel. If the two teams, which were not strong to begin with, split up, their chances of survival would instantly drop to zero. Then let's choose one of the paths. The purple-robed elder agreed with Old Ying's suggestion. Just as the purple-robed elder and Old Ing were hesitating, two black wind ghosts jumped out from one of the tunnels. Their aura wasn't as strong as an emperor's, but they were stronger than the king-level black wind ghosts in the outside world. It should be this way. Fortune and danger come together. The purple-robed elder laughed as he unleashed a dark purple light from his palms. Lei Tong and Old Ing also took action. They didn't agree or disagree with this method. Let's see. Zhao Feng took half a step back and opened his left eye. A faint golden ripple spread across the golden eye. Zhao Feng lowered his head and looked downward. In an instant, Zhao Feng's left eye saw through the complicated structure of countless particles. However, he still didn't find anything special. All he could say was that there was definitely a secret here, but it was very deep underground. His left eye's ability wasn't enough to see through it. After a long time, the faint golden ripple on Zhao Feng's left eye disappeared. A black wind ghost suddenly appeared behind Zhao Feng. Zhao Feng, watch out! Old Ing roared after killing the black wind ghost in front of him. This black wind ghost turned into a black whirlwind and smashed into Zhao Feng's back. Zhao Feng acted as if he didn't sense anything, but the symbols of God tribulation lightning in the depths of his soul started to flash. Boom! Ancient God tribulation lightning surrounded the black whirlwind that smashed into Zhao Feng's back, and it was instantly turned to dust. See! Lei Tong, who had just turned around, felt his heart tremble when he saw this scene. He thought back to when he fought with Zhao Feng in the wooden building. He was sure that Zhao Feng wasn't as simple as he seemed, but he couldn't tell the purple-robed elder. He couldn't tell the purple-robed elder that he ambushed Zhao Feng in the wooden building, but he was forced back by Zhao Feng. Brat, I thought you didn't know any soul attacks? The purple-robed elder immediately flew over and questioned Zhao Feng. Even the purple-robed elder could feel a terrifying destructive aura when Zhao Feng released his soul lightning just now. Don't any of you have soul-protecting treasures? Zhao Feng's expression was casual as he mocked. The purple-robed elder's expression kept changing, but he didn't say anything in the end. Of course, he had soul-protecting treasures on him, but their effects were terrifying. Everyone followed one of the paths and continued forward. Boom! The screams of the Black Wind Yin ghost and the sounds of fighting suddenly came from ahead. What? There's someone ahead of us? The purple-robed elder's heart jumped, and he became solemn. From the looks of it, there was more than one path underground. Just as everyone turned a corner, a gust of extremely dense dark wind swept over. Boom! The purple-robed elder waved his palms, and a dark purple palm shattered the wind. 3 quasi-sacred lords were fighting against several dozen Black Wind Yin ghosts outside the entrance of a hall. An emperor that didn't specialize in soul attacks was hiding behind them. These Black Gale Yin ghosts were all martial monarchs. It's the second prince's group. They had seen this group when they were fighting for the inheritance in the first ice castle. The purple-robed elder's expression paused. He didn't expect the second prince's group to be ahead of them. However, at this moment, the 3 quasi-sacred lords were still at a disadvantage and were forced out of the hall by several dozen Black Wind Yin ghosts. At the same time, more King Black Wind Yin ghosts jumped out of the hall. Fellow Taoists, we have the same goal. Come and help us. There must be great treasures in this hall. The leading elder with a goatee was covered in a layer of soul ice flames as he looked at the 6 behind him and asked for help. The hall in front? The purple-robed elder's eyes twinkled. He had originally planned to retreat and return to the original fork in the road, choosing another path to try. After all, although there were only 4 people in the second prince's group, their overall strength was stronger than theirs. Olding, let's go. There must be a secret in the hall in front. The purple-robed elder looked at Old Ing. If Old Ing wasn't willing to help, his group would be suppressed by the second prince's group. Okay. Old Ing looked at the entrance that was blocked by countless Black Wind Yin ghosts and agreed. Zhao Feng, release your black striped venomous scorpions as well. The purple-robed elder looked at Zhao Feng, who had been hiding at the back. With the addition of Old Ing and the purple-robed elder, the 6 quasi-sacred lords started to push the Black Wind Yin ghosts back into the hall. Thank you, everyone. The goatee elder expressed his gratitude to the 3 while inspecting Zhao Feng. It was incredible that someone who was only a king was able to come this far and still maintain a clear mind. Suddenly, all the Black Gale Yin ghosts that were fighting each other screamed and trembled. Then, they turned into countless black whirlwinds and retreated, escaping through another tunnel. They all retreated? The goatee elder felt that something was off. There should be some Black Wind Yin ghosts that are more intelligent, but they retreated after seeing that they weren't our match. A member of the goatee elder's group laughed and said, when all the Black Wind Yin ghosts retreated from the hall, the appearance of the hall was revealed to everyone. This was a spacious ancient hall that emitted an ancient and evil aura. The walls around the hall were covered in countless complicated array runes that occasionally flashed with a crystalline light. There was a huge bronze pillar in the center of the hall. Countless ferocious giant beasts were engraved on it, and there were even many powerful races from myths and legends. It was grand and overbearing, causing people to feel hallucinations and be deeply immersed in it with just a glance. Jing Kai. Old Ing patted Jing Kai's back and sent his powerful soul intent to wake him up. What a terrifying bronze pillar. Jing Kai took a deep breath as cold sweat appeared on his body. If it wasn't for the fact that Old Ing woke him up in time, he might have already died in the illusion. Zhao Feng looked closely at the beasts on the bronze pillar. They were extremely similar to the primordial races in his memories, and there were even more details. There was a giant black metal door on the bronze pillar in front of them. It seemed to be made from countless pieces of metal, and it seemed to be a mechanism. Countless flashing white gold arrays surrounded the bronze pillar and the giant black metal door. They seemed to be the center of the entire hall. On top of that, this mysterious golden white array also acted as a barrier. If it wasn't for the fact that the array was isolating them, even quasi-sacred lords would fall into the illusion of the desolate beast and be unable to escape if they looked at it. Chapter 950. There were a total of 10 people in the 3 groups, and they stood in front of the green bronze pillar in silence. Do any of you specialize in arrays or Heaven's Legacy secret techniques? The goateed elder smiled awkwardly as he turned his head and asked. Everyone lowered their heads and didn't speak. It was obvious that there wasn't anyone. A small portion of the inheritances in the imperial tombs required masters in arrays or mechanisms to break through. However, they were in the minority. Moreover, the experts present had also seen huge and complicated formations in other dangerous ancient lands. They weren't on the same level as the arrays in this hall. They believed that only a few array masters in the imperial tombs would be able to break through the arrays in this hall. Can we destroy this array? A quasi-sacred lord in the goateed elders group murmured. Everyone fell silent. They didn't know anything about arrays, so how could they know if this was possible? Let's give it a try. Use long-range attacks. The purple-robed elder thought for a while. There were many formations in the world that had a backlash. When attacking a formation, one would suffer a backlash as well. Okay. Old Ing agreed. They had risked their lives to find this place in the depths of the Forbidden Grounds. They wouldn't be satisfied if they didn't find out what was inside. It was obvious that everyone agreed. After discussing, they retreated to the walkway outside the hall. 9 in palm. The goateed elder circulated his true yuan, and a cold power appeared around him as he thrust out a profound palm. The half-transparent image of an ice palm flew toward the golden-white array on the green bronze pillar with a cold aura. The goateed old man's palm force phantom was unleashed very slowly. The instant it was unleashed, the goateed old man immediately took a few steps back. The image of the ice palm landed on the complicated golden-white array. Boom! At the same time, a palm-shaped seal appeared on the wall next to everyone. How is this possible? The goateed elder's expression was stunned, and his heart started to beat fast. If it weren't for the fact that he was extremely careful, he would have been hit by his own palm. His attack was reflected back the instant it touched the array. No one was able to see the trajectory of the attack with their eyes. Zhao Feng's breathing also paused for a moment. Through his left eye, he was able to replay the scene in great detail. When he slowed down time by 5 times, he vaguely saw a shadow rebounding along the same trajectory. As for the goateed elder, he was experienced and had retreated a few steps in advance. As a result, the palm wind that was rebounded struck the wall beside him. It seemed that the experience of the older generation was indeed very useful. This was something that Zhao Feng currently did not possess. The others also widened their eyes in disbelief. As expected, such a precious treasure is not fated with us. Olding sighed. From what they saw just now, it was obvious that this array had surpassed the level of the mystic light realm. Look at the wall! Jing Kai suddenly exclaimed. Everyone's gaze slowly shifted from the array in front of the bronze pillar to the palm print on the left wall. There was a tiny crack in the palm print. This is... Zhao Feng's left eye could clearly see what was going on inside, and his expression instantly changed. The aura of subgod crystals. The purple-robed elder's nose twitched, and then he said with certainty, "Everyone, attack this wall together." The goateed elder revealed a joyful expression. Even if they weren't able to obtain the precious treasure sealed within the array, it wasn't bad if they could obtain something else. Boom, boom. At this instant, ice, fire, lightning, fists, and palm wind all landed on the wall. Bam! The wall shattered under the combined attacks of everyone. Wang? A scorching power of wind lightning suddenly appeared behind Zhao Feng. A pair of scarlet wings of lightning suddenly formed on Zhao Feng's back, and the powerful aura of fire lightning forced the other 3 emperors to take several steps back. Zhao Feng turned into a bolt of scarlet wind lightning and charged to the other side of the wall first. Zhao Feng, how is this possible? The purple-robed elder was enraged and shocked. The strength that Zhao Feng displayed right now had almost surpassed the peak emperors in the imperial tombs. He didn't expect Zhao Feng to have hidden his strength so well that even the purple-robed elder didn't realize it. Now that Zhao Feng had revealed his strength and was the first to charge in, it was obvious that he had found some kind of treasure. After Zhao Feng, the 6 quasi-sacred lords charged into the dimension on the other side of the wall. This Zhao Feng is indeed very strong. The young emperor in the purple-robed elders group was stunned. In the last world of inheritance, he had faintly realized that Lei Tong and Zhao Feng had fought for a short time, and Lei Tong was the one who had lost. Lei Tong was a quasi-sacred lord, and his true strength was comparable to normal sacred lords. The other 3 emperors didn't show any weakness and charged in as well. The 6 quasi-sacred lords were dazed. The entire dimension was filled with light, and an ancient aura swept over them, causing their bodies to shake and making them unable to breathe. There were many shards, ores, and substandard god crystals all around the dimension that gave off a bright light that lit up the entire dimension. The ground of the dimension was filled with ores, shards, beast hides, bottles, and other materials. Each item radiated an ancient and desolate aura. These items were randomly scattered on the ground, and they gave off the feeling that they were trash that had been thrown away. This is divine meteoric metal, sky crystal fire ore, and purple gold celestial jade. Some of the older generation present could only recognize a few dozen items, and their bodies trembled in excitement. If any one of these shards and ores were to be spread to the outside world, 3-star and 4-star sects would go crazy over them. The extremely normal divine meteoric metal was even sealed away by the great gone Imperials. As for the other items, they had never seen them before, such as the brown beast hides and the unknown items in the bottles. Quick! The 6 quasi-sacred lords instantly threw away their usual noble attitude and charged toward the ground, hurriedly shoving the items into their interspatial dimensions. The 3 emperors that came later felt that this trip wasn't a waste after taking more than a dozen items. Soon, all the items in this space were swept clean, not even a speck of dust was left. Zhao Feng, hand over half of what you just took. The purple-robed elder instantly appeared in front of Zhao Feng and unleashed a powerful aura that crushed down. Immediately, Lei Tong and another great emperor arrived. Facing the purple-robed elder's pressure, Zhao Feng's expression was calm as he looked at the purple-robed elder with cold eyes. What's the meaning of this? Didn't we agree that it belongs to whoever gets it first? Old Ing immediately stepped forward. When our groups teamed up, he hid his strength and made us do the hard work. Now, we're just asking him to hand over half. The purple-robed elder's eyes sparkled. He had vaguely seen Zhao Feng take away a god crystal. God crystal? Not substandard god crystals. That was the domain of a god, and it was the crystallization of the power of a heavenly god. Junior, you're just a measly king. You can't protect these precious items. At this moment, the goateed elder also walked over with a faint smile. Zhao Feng was the first to charge in, and the value of the treasures he obtained was self-evident. Although the other party could use an array to leave, he wouldn't be able to run next time if he used the array in his dragon jade. Old Ying's expression became grim. He didn't expect the goateed elder to get involved as well. Old Ing wasn't scared of the purple-robed elders group, but the goateed elders group had 3 peak quasi-sacred lords, and each of them was much stronger than the purple-robed elder. If there was no other way, he would have to use the array in his dragon jade to leave. Zhao Feng had the misty spatial world, so he could escape as well. This trip wouldn't have been a waste after obtaining so many treasures and ores. I don't have the habit of spitting out the meat I've eaten. Zhao Feng smiled in disdain. Hearing that, the expressions of the purple-robed elder and the goateed elder changed dramatically. The eyes of the others also bulged out. Arrogant Junior, if you don't have the habit of spitting out the meat, then I'll teach you how. The purple-robed elder's face went green as he circulated his dark purple true yuan. Stop! Old Ing immediately roared. The goateed elder appeared in front of Old Ing and stopped him. Sacred lightning dominating body. Zhao Feng took a step forward, and his body suddenly grew taller as a layer of golden blue lightning radiated from his body. The pressure of his peak 5th level sacred lightning body instantly crushed forward. Boom! The purple-robed elder, who was circulating his true yuan, was instantly interrupted. The blood within his body started to boil, and he almost spat out his mouth. The young martial monarch next to him fell to the ground. His body was trembling and he could not even stand up. Is this his true strength? Lei Tong had a struggling expression. It was obvious that he wasn't having a good time either. The goateed elders group was also shocked. The physical pressure that Zhao Feng displayed made them, even though they were quite far away, feel their bodies become heavy, and their blood almost stopped flowing. Zhao Feng, if you don't hand over half of your treasures today, then everyone in your group will use the teleportation array to leave. The purple-robed elder was enraged and shocked. Even though Zhao Feng had cultivated a profound body-strengthening technique, he was still a king. A measly king dared to go against his authority? This was unforgivable. Zhao Feng, hand over a portion. Jing Kai panicked on the side. He found it hard to even breathe against the pressure from the purple-robed elder and the second prince's group. You're courting death. The symbols of Zhao Feng's sacred lightning body suddenly released light as he circulated the fire of wind lightning and punched out. The suppressive holy lightning body mixed with the destructive fire of wind lightning shot toward the purple-robed elder like a storm of lightning and fire. The array in the hall couldn't be broken, and the exploration of the Black Wind Canyon had ended. It was time to get rid of this old fellow. What? The purple-robed elder didn't expect Zhao Feng to attack first. Moreover, that punch contained the immense power of the thunder flame, causing him to instantly feel a strong sense of life-or-death crisis. A blue shield with ripples of water appeared in the purple-robed elder's hand. Boom! Zhao Feng's punch landed on the blue shield, and a shocking tornado of fire and lightning exploded. Cracks instantly appeared on the shield before exploding. The purple-robed elder was forced back several dozen steps, and his hands became numb. How is this possible? How can a measly king have such terrifying power? The purple-robed elder was stunned. His shield of water had been directly destroyed. Everyone present was dazed after witnessing this scene. Zhao Feng was able to fight against a quasi-sacred lord with just his physical strength? Hand over all your treasures or use the teleportation array. Fuck off. Zhao Feng's expression was cold as he slowly walked toward the purple-robed elder. Although I'm late, I should be able to get a share of the treasures. A loud laugh suddenly sounded from the passageway, followed by a surge of cold power. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.